Hello, hello. Welcome to the Sunday Speedrunner Spotlight. What are we on? Episode 19? Good lord. Um
It's a couple
hoping
of them.
yeah, past two episodes internet has been problematic, so we're hoping for some smoother sailing. We'll see how that works. Anyway, we have Artemis here today. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm well. We'll see if my mood changes depending on internet problems, so but that's the only thing that
Cool.
could bring me down right now. So
Yeah, hopefully we get none.
yes, let's hope. Let's pray to the RNG gods, the IRL RNG gods, that is, as I say it. So, speedrunning, good topic.
I do like that.
Yes,
Speedrunning is fun.
it is good. I do like it myself. Participated in it for a little bit. So, what got you started into it?
Um, I think what really started it was like a long time ago. I was very interested in just beating games fast. Like there was the Mario World port for the GBA, and they had like a little timer that you could go on, and you could see how long you've played the game, like in levels. And I was really trying to get that time down as fast as possible. And that was probably when I was 8 or 9. And then a couple years later, that's when I found the Mario Sunshine verses with Tyler and Josh Jepson, and they inspired me with their humor that I definitely should not have been hearing at that age,
Hmm.
but I was still listening to it, and it got me very excited on the idea of speedrunning. And I watched like the Sunshine Versus and Luigi's Mansion and Galaxy, and at that point I was kind of like, okay, yeah, this seems fun. And then I also saw, and I think the thing that finally pushed it over the edge was I saw the Zero Star task for Mario 64 on YouTube just randomly recommended to me, and I was like, yes, this is what I want to do. And then so I somehow, I don't know how I learned it, but I learned 16 star, and I was getting like 45-minute times, and it was pretty bad, but with no resources I was pretty happy with it at like age of 12 or whatever. And then a few years later it finally, something finally clicked, and it was like, hey, this one person I watch on YouTube is moving over to Twitch to stream. Maybe I should like make a Twitch account. And then I immediately like followed all the games I wanted to, and then found the the greater speedrun community from there. So after late 2014, I've been into speedrunning ever since.
2014. Wow. It, I'm amazed, like, just how many people have done it longer than me by like a significant margin. I'm always like, oh yeah, I'm still a noob, even though I don't feel like it anymore. Let me be real.
Oh, it's weird because I did light speedrunning. It wasn't ever I tried that hard, but like I remember the first world record I watched was Bouncy Boy's first 70% record on Halloween of 2015. That was that's like nearly 8 years old at this point, and that's weird to think about.
Yeah. Was the Zero Star Task one key yet? Or
No, one
hmm.
key happened in like 2018, 2019.
Oh,
It was
that's a
way
lot
later.
more modern. Okay. God.
Uh,
I'm
yeah, it
my
was.
timeline frame of reference is all fucked up. So I never remember when things happened.
No, I'm not the best at like exact timeline, but one key happened so much later than
Okay.
than the zero star.
Don't
Because
I
I
look
remember it
stupid?
coming out. You're so dumb.
I
No,
know, I know. How
but
dare
it
I
was
be
really
wrong?
cool. Can't be wrong.
Not on the internet.
No, especially on a podcast on the internet.
Oh no, it's all over.
It is over.
Oh well. We had a good run, 19 episodes. So,
You tried.
I
Close.
did my best. So, God, what was going on in 2014? I I wasn't I came around 3 years later, so early days, like
2017. Okay.
yeah.
Hmm. I mean, that was because Mario 64 has always been like my main one that I've paid attention to. That was probably like that's close to 139 era.
Mm.
So you could have watched like the race to 139.
What, in 2017?
I think that was around 2017. Yeah.
I don't think I got into 64 for a couple years though. Like watching it
Okay.
even. I don't know. I was really weird when I started. I like only focused on Mario 1 because I like got into the community really fast, but I didn't
Okay.
really like branch outside until GDQs and whatnot. So, but yeah, I do remember watching the Salt video, but he made it like before I he made it in 2017, but before I would have showed
Yeah.
up. And by that point it was like like low 140, like Cheese had 39 paces and not gotten it yet. So I guess that was like my earliest frame of reference.
Yeah, those were really fun days. We raced to 139. Like I think there was a tie at 140.05 with Vitora and Cheese, which
Jeez.
was really crazy. And uh, it's good times. Like simply choked a 139 pace in Sky.
No.
Like there was some really fun events that were happening around that time.
Yeah, that had to have been just a huge push from everyone. So yeah, just a
Hmm.
huge community thing. So
Yeah, that, I
Punkei
think
was Punkei, Simply, Cheese, Batora. Those like the main
yep,
four.
yep. Those were the main four. There's not really like there's been top runners that kind of been like waves that they come in.
Hmm.
Like there's a top runner for a while and then they disappear again, but it's not very common in 120 at least.
Yeah, the
I mean,
big
right
names
now
have
we
been
have
around.
the most for quite a while, but
Yeah. Usually a top runner like stays there for a few years at the very least. And then
oh
everyone else has
yeah,
been there for a decade, so or
yeah.
longer.
Like Siglemic was like 2012, 2011,
Yeah.
and 2023 now. That's 12 years later,
Yeah.
and Punke was like competing with Siglemic way back then. So
Hmm.
we still have Punke still competing for record. Cheese is like 2014 ish. Simply's 2014 ish. Like they're around for a long time. Now we got some like new people. Like it's weird to say that Liam's new, but he's relatively new. And then Callie's like the newest one in my opinion. He's very new, but I'm super excited for him because he is so new and he's so close to record or
Yeah.
relatively close to record. It's really exciting.
Yeah. Gotta love the 140 flat and the 139 flat. Feels bad,
Yeah,
man.
they're
But
so
yeah,
close.
I mean, he streams like daily. He's a grinder. I gotta respect that like alpha male grind set of the
Yeah, he's
Mario
on it.
64.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember like I think it was December of 2020 we were playing and we were at similar levels at that point.
Hmm.
And then I don't know what happened. We just kind of we didn't like grow apart necessarily. We just like I stopped playing Mario as much, so we didn't like talk as much about Mario and whatever. But then he just kind of just exponentially got better, and
Hmm.
I mean now he's so much better than
Oh
me. I
yeah.
cannot compete, but it's amazing to see it.
Yeah.
Super excited.
Almost in top 10, I think. Pretty good. Or is he?
Yeah,
I don't even remember
I
now.
thought he was top 10. I don't
Okay.
remember what the cutoff is.
Yeah, I don't know how many 138s or better there are. There's just so many names now. A lot of the like Japanese runners I don't know much about or
Oh
like
yeah,
have
because the
really sick
Japanese
times.
it's very interesting because the
Mm-hmm.
Japanese runners are like very inconsistent in terms of like playing. Because Batora will play and then be gone for a year and a half and comes back. And then you mentioned some of the other names like Hokorobi, Karen,
Mm-hmm.
Marlene, Parsi, and people will be like, "Who? Who are you talking
Oh yeah,
about?"
Marlene especially just casual 137 drop.
Yeah, and when everyone's like, "Who is Marlene?" and then all the like hardcore Mario people are like, "Yeah, yeah, I know Marlene. Like,
Yeah, Marlene,
where
of
have you
course.
been?" But Callie is in 13th, tied with
Got it,
Paracusio.
got it. Yeah, he'll be top 10 soon. He'll probably have
Oh, no
137 at
problem.
the end of the year, let's be honest.
No problem. He's had like some really low 138 paces, like
Mm-hmm.
really far. So if he doesn't get 137, I'll be surprised.
Yeah, crazy how quick that. And then once Suigi starts playing, he'll probably get a 134 or something.
I'm excited for it. I know that he's feeling a lot of pressure since he has the other four records,
Yeah, and
but
he's gotten a lot of attention recently, and that's got to be hard, especially when you're
yeah, I
younger.
mean, yeah, I'm very happy for him and all the attention he's been getting, but hope that he isn't feeling too much pressure that he continues doing whatever he feels like doing because he can still push a lot of the categories if he really wants to, with the
Yeah.
exception of 16, I
Yeah, that's
suppose.
kind of dead forever, right?
66
No, I know it's
for
not
a
forever.
couple years for sure.
Yeah.
It's hard to see anyone pushing it any farther right now, but
That was kind of just like a perfect run. There was like what 1 or 2 seconds of noticeable error, and that's not a lot at all.
no, there were so small mistakes in that entire run, and just I don't know. It was crazy.
Yeah. Hell, I remember at Pace last year, I was in a car with him. Maybe Callie was driving or something to McDonald's, the usual late night
Oh yeah.
McD runs. But he was saying like, "Oh man, I really want to get like a perfect run someday. I think I'd get like a 14:36." Like, yeah, man.
It's like yeah,
Yeah, he beat
totally. That'll
that.
happen.
He beat that already.
That didn't even take that long.
No, no,
It's,
it didn't.
I don't know. He's just cracked out of his mind.
True. I was like, man, a 3x, man, I can't believe you're going for that. That's gonna be so hard. Once he got like 41 though, I was like, oh yeah, he'll get it, but he just gets 35 instead. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, he gets a 6-second world record with a 14 or yeah 14:41.
Mm-hmm.
It's, yeah, he's just way too far ahead, and it's really cool. But it's also I can't imagine how demotivating it is for some of the other like 16 runners. Like
I mean, Slip's still been going ham at it, so.
yeah, I just feel like you gotta feel something, right? Because it's like wow, this I'm that far behind, and I've been pouring all my time into it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's always a thing I am very interested in about is just like how people have the motivation
Yeah,
sometimes.
motivation's hard,
Yeah,
definitely.
it's what's gotten me like a lot of the time. Motivation's really difficult to keep.
Yeah. Um, like I felt similarly, like someone's just gotten so good that you can't keep up. It can be demotivating. I guess it comes down to like just not giving a shit and like just, oh, I want to improve for me, like who cares anymore? And hopefully you have like some history you can look back on and be happy with. Like most of the top runners of 16 star at least have held the record at one point. Like Slips had it,
Yeah,
Luigi's had it. So, and that's
yeah,
like
that's true.
second
You're
or
always
third, right?
part of history. You're pushing with everyone else.
Yeah.
I guess it's just kind of like yeah, the end result, like now, current day, is like, man, I pushed so hard and I'm this far behind in such a short category. Like
Yeah,
it's
I
just
have to imagine Squeegee grinds like 10 hours a day or something.
oh, I would believe that for sure, but
Because
I
especially
guess
when you're younger, you just have so much more time to dedicate to something like that.
well, yeah, especially if you like with the viewers he's getting, he's probably like he doesn't necessarily need to get like his like an actual job alongside of
Yeah.
like the school that he's doing, you know. So then you actually get to spend all your time speedrunning.
Yeah, true. He could just go full time right now and probably be killing it.
Yeah, but yeah, probably still doing school.
Yeah, I imagine it's probably not the best idea to just drop out of school completely, but hey, I mean, if you want to, the
The
option's there.
option's there for now.
Exactly.
So
So, yeah,
it's cool.
oh yeah. I mean, all the top runners of that game are cracked. It's fun to watch. And there's so many of them at just high levels. So you can just watch like any runner and be like, "Yep, I'm going to be watching some sick ass gameplay."
Yeah, it's exciting. There's like and everyone focuses on like a certain category, with the
Mhm.
exception of like Ouija and Suiji. Besides
Yeah.
those two, then everyone basically focuses on their categories. If you're like, oh, I kind of want to watch like 1 star, then you're watching a completely different runner than you were if you were watching 70 or 120. And then
Yeah.
there's always someone live, so
Mhm.
get to watch some skill level at least.
Yeah, it's interesting the
Yeah.
cutoff. Like, so there's like groups for each category almost, and then there's like the couple that do all of them. But
Yeah, I think it's just people hate BLJs, and that's why people do like 70 and 120.
hmm,
Because I mean, that's a big reason why I personally never pushed any of like my 16 time, just because it's like I can play so well, and then BLJs happen, and then it's gone, and I just feel terrible. And it's not luck necessarily, but
it feels like
it's
it. But
not.
yeah, it's not.
It feels like it exactly.
Hmm.
It just
Yeah,
hurts.
Definitely. Yeah, I don't know how. I know like Sweegee's developed some way to do it like every time, and he always gets in this god quickly thing. I don't know how that's consistent. Like, I just don't. I can't comprehend how
It's
that trick isn't like luck based in some factor.
it's crazy because you have to like line it up perfectly, and then you have to like press A on the first frame you touch the ground, and then like let go immediately, and then press it on the third frame, and then you're good. It's something like that, and I don't
Oh,
get how you can get anything like that consistent.
yeah, and no, I just goes out of my head the information.
I mean, like, but even then, like Mario One has some of that stuff, right? Where you have to like hold a button for one frame, then like go for a frame, and then come back.
Yeah, I guess so. And it's for us it's harder because we have a 60 frames per second game.
Yeah, exactly.
Haha, but uh let's
It's a harder
see.
game, confirmed. There's more frames.
Yeah, there are more frames. Therefore harder, definitely. We won't worry about the third dimension added or anything. Like, yeah, our game's harder. But I'm trying to think like so like a push next frame not next frame push kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um I I know there's like the hard fast excel thing in 8-4 first room where you have to do right then left then right in consecutive frames. And there's a bunch of other inputs too with like the jump. Well,
Mhm.
that's when you're falling, I guess, and you land on a certain frame and then do that. But I don't know other than that where there's like a quick repress thing kind of like that. Because generally it's just like one frame taps or a frame perfect thing, but you don't have to like do it multiple times. I guess for like optimal
Okay.
blazes, like where you jump into the wall and clip in, you have to jump at a certain speed, but even that doesn't have to be 30
Okay.
hertz or anything, maybe to do it optimally, but it doesn't have to be
Yeah,
that
and I think
insane.
I think for BLJ, it's just like those first two you really want to be like a frame apart, and then the rest can kind of be whatever as long as you hit it.
Yeah, because at that
But
point you're going so fast, you're like always going up.
yeah, it's something like that. I'm not the most familiar with it, but I know
Yeah.
it's something like hitting first frame and then third frame or something like that. Something crazy, and that's how you get it consistent. It's just that easy. Just
It's just that easy,
be
just
able to.
mash forehead.
Yeah, exactly. That's BLJs can't be that hard, you know.
Oh my god.
Press
Yeah,
A.
yeah, just push A very fast. At a
No
certain, but not
problem.
too fast, and at a certain speed, you know? I can't even imagine like SBLJ with proper mashing techniques.
I've only done it like 3 times ever, and of course not D to D skip because that one's insane,
Hmm.
and it's hard. It's it's hard. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's way
it's
more.
just
It's way more on the angles I think than the A presses really, at least for like 1 star. 0 star I have no idea and I get lost.
yeah. Uh, I've luckily been able to hit it quite a bit. I have like what 11-minute 1 star, like not bad, I guess, but
That's pretty good.
um, I always like get caught in the railing because I
Mm,
don't know how that works. And you're always for 1 star, especially trying to like aim towards the door, so you want to like tilt and go that way, and I feel like that
yeah,
hits the
but
railing more often. It's like, oh my god.
yeah, I mean, and then now if you look at like top level 1 star runs, you can see like the launch into the pole, so like they immediately are going through the door and everything.
Oh yeah,
It's
they
not
don't
like
even stop at the
they
door.
just
Just
launch. It's
it's like it's not even there. Just go on through.
yeah, I don't know. It's just evolved so much now that I look at top level runs and it's not nearly the same as I remember,
Hmm.
even
Yeah,
though it's only been like a couple years. But it's really cool.
I feel like that kind of game just the I don't know, the swiftness of how things change is so much more than other games because of how like how the game is laid out and then how many people run it and how many people get good. It's like, oh, next year, who knows what it'll look like.
I think we have the advantage because, like you said, it's so many people,
Hmm.
and it's not even just in like the RTA community. There's a huge task community doing all sorts of things. Like there's all the people doing the A button challenge, and then
Yeah.
there's also people who are still working on the current 120 star tasks. And there's you have both of those groups plus the RTA groups, which is already super dedicated. And
Mm-hmm.
then every couple years we get the All Ideas video from Circumark,
Mm-hmm.
and that video is like 5 hours long with like every idea that hasn't been done yet,
Hmm.
and those are really
Nice.
fun. So
5 hour videos.
it's crazy. I think the last one came out in 2019, and it's cool to look at because it's separated by stage, and
Mm-hmm.
like I think Womps has like 30 minutes of footage of just different 100 coin routes,
Huh.
and some of them are slower, but some of them are like slightly faster, and then a couple from Warframe's faster, and it's really cool because especially if you go back now, because it's already been like 4 years, you can go back and you can be like, "That's done now.
Hmm.
We do that now," and it's cool to see that we're implementing some stuff that is slightly faster from a video that was released 4 years ago.
Got it. Yeah, I've never checked out one of those videos, but I probably
Uh,
because they're 5 hours long. But
yeah, they're long, they're relaxing, they have very nice piano music over all of it.
oh, great.
So if you're needing something
Relaxing
to put
Mario
on before bed,
64 strats to fall asleep to.
kinda, yeah, it's perfect for that.
Hell yeah.
They're pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, so it sounds like they're helpful too. If a bunch of them you can look back and be like, oh, hey, we do that now.
Yeah, they're fun. I've watched them a few times, just going through and be like, hey, I want a different idea. Like, what does this do? And there's some really cool movies. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
would recommend if you want to swag out, basically.
swag out. Yeah. I feel like Callie's been watching those videos too much then, if there's some swag involved.
Oh yeah, that was our motto, or my motto that I hope rubbed off on him was that I don't care if it looks cooler, I'm doing it, and uh, I reset a lot, but I looked
Mm-hmm.
cool.
There you go. I mean, the motto
So
I've always had for races is swag over speed. If you run swaggier, you won. I don't care if,
yeah,
in terms of time, who cares?
no, that's why I learned. There's a for TTC there's the get a hand star where normally you just do like the triple jump on the flippy guys, and then you do like 3 long jumps to get to the
Mm-hmm.
star. It's like an 8 second star, but you can do where you go the other way and you triple jump off of a moving pendulum and then ground pound onto the arrow and long jump to the star. And
Hmm.
it looks so much cooler and it saves like 3 frames,
Oh, good.
but it looks really cool.
Okay, so it's worth it. That's all I'm hearing.
Yes, he's done it before. He doesn't do it much anymore, but he's done it before, like on pace, and
Great.
it's sick.
It's worth it for the time saved.
I mean, if you look cool, then
Mm-hmm.
like you said, you win.
Exactly. I
So
remember like I will clarify. It's only been I've been in races against people that are like not as good as me. Not to sound bad, but like it's just how
that's fair.
it's just obvious. But I remember like in a race like 3 or 4 years ago, I did the Blaze It in a warpless race, which loses time in that category. But I
But you
just wanted to swag. So I was like,
well, that's
yep,
good.
Blaze It clip. So I understand, yes, swag is more important. I probably still won with speed anyway, but let's not focus on that because the moral is swag
It's
is
just
what's
swag.
important here. Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely done my fair share of BMing and races.
Hmm.
There was one maybe a couple years ago. It was 16 tournament, and I don't know why I was in it. I don't really like 16 that much, but I was in it, and I was friends with the guy who was racing, but I was definitely much better than they were, like several minutes better,
Mm.
and like they lost some time, and I was playing pretty well, and I was like, okay, I can be a terrible person. So I got like 2 extra stars in HMC. I grabbed the MIP star. I think I got Fire Sea Reds, and then I did an extra star in Wet Dry World. And I was heavily considering getting like Sky Reds, but I didn't. And I ended up with like 20 or 21 stars, and I still won. Uh,
Wow.
I, I
What an
felt bad because
asshole.
I kept doing things. It's like, all right, might as well get all these extra stars.
Yeah,
But
that's
it
definitely a
was
way to
fun.
swag out, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I had a pretty good Fire Sea Reds, I'm pretty sure. So that's the important part.
Yes.
Played well.
Played well on a star you don't collect in that category.
Exactly. But
Always when
I
it
wouldn't do
matters
that.
most.
Like, I wouldn't do that always. I was like specific because it was against a friend, and we were kind of fucking around anyway. Very early
Fair
on in
enough.
the very early in the tournament, so
Yeah. What's your 16 star PB then?
it's like an 18-20.
Mm.
It's not very good. I've had paces that were like mid 16, and then I
Oh,
just
okay. Well,
lose them.
uh,
And then I'm training myself very slowly to get like a mid 15, but I'm
mm.
working on that. Like I've worked on like my Sky and my Fire Sea, and I'm getting close. Just not quite there
Yeah. Hey, I was feeling pretty good about my 1857, so.
well, I also focus on this game, so it's
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. But I don't know. I feel like 17 is probably what I could achieve at my current skill level. Not a 15 by any means, so.
I, I
Having an 18,
I'm,
pretty good, I'd say.
oh, 18 is definitely great. There's a lot of people with much worse times. You look at that board, you scroll infinitely, and
Yeah, that
like,
board
oh
is
wow,
large.
it's probably one of the largest on speedrun.com, I'd imagine, besides like the fat games, I guess. Subway
Yeah.
Surfers.
Subway Surfers, yeah. Dominated by just a bunch of Brazilian players
Yeah, that
forever.
was crazy.
And it's not even a
But
speed run, it's a
no,
how long can you last kind of
yeah,
thing.
with just either how long can you last? It's like I think they have that category. They have like the no coins, see how long you can last without getting coins. And last I looked at that leaderboard, the first place time is ahead by like 6 minutes compared to second. It's insane.
Sweegie moment.
Yeah, I don't know how they're 6 minutes better, but you know.
Yeah, I can't imagine too many people do that. Well, now the leaderboard's pretty large. I just assume the leaderboard's large because a lot of people do it as a joke or something and get like a
I,
minute and be like, all right, submitting, never playing this again.
yeah, I don't know how it happened. I heard it was something about like just Brazilian TikTok going
Ah, TikTok.
everywhere.
Makes
Yeah, it was
sense.
something like
Got it.
that, and
Got it.
then it just exploded.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's always TikTok to blame.
I mean,
Definitely.
did you see like the screenshots on speedrun.com saying like how many active runners there were?
I mean, I saw it in like first place at one point,
Yeah, but it was
probably.
like
And it was like
18,000
five,
or
yeah, it
something.
was 5 digits, which, what the fuck? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite crazy. Blame TikTok, definitely.
Yep.
Um,
TikTok was because of that.
yeah, I've never been on TikTok, so I don't know just how bad it is with all that, so.
I I don't know. I've avoided TikTok, but more and more recently, I'm like maybe I should try making content for it, a platform I don't know.
Hmm.
But
I did make
I
my
haven't.
first YouTube short.
Oh, nice, nice. What's it
Yeah,
about?
I got a one-handed flagpole glitch at GDQ.
Oh,
So I was
nice.
like, yeah, people need to see this. It's funny, like you look at the graph, it got like 200 views instantly. So it's like zoop and then flatline.
Oh, yeah.
That's how it works apparently. Yeah, TikTok no good.
It's
That's what
interesting.
I'm saying.
I see like compilations sometimes. I'm like, okay, that's okay, but like I personally could not scroll like sit there and just scroll through them. I feel like I'd hate that.
Yeah, I'd either
But
like get bored very easily or be there for 3 hours, and both
yep.
instances I don't want in my life. So
Yeah. So the only reason I'd ever want it is like, oh, might as well try to see what content we'll do well there.
yeah,
But I don't even make content yet, so
eh,
maybe one step at a time.
yeah. Neither do I, but I'm looking at it, so we'll see. I guess I can't say I haven't at all, but not to the extent I should. I guess that does well.
Yeah, I've had many interesting ideas, just no motivation. I guess
Yeah, yeah. I
it's just like I don't know some line where I can't cross it for some reason.
yeah, I'm there too. Like you look at the work you'd have to do, and it's like, I don't know. Editing,
Yeah.
script writing, anyway.
Well, the funny thing for me is I have an entire. It's probably like 40-minute script, and it's
Ooh,
done. And I just have to record it. And the funny thing is, on top of that, I have like almost all of the game footage recorded.
all
I
right.
just need to record like the talk track and the editing. And I have delayed it for over a year now.
Yeah, the voiceover and the audio editing is what stopped me. I wrote a script too. although looking back, I don't think it's that good. I would tweak it quite a bit, but yeah,
Yeah,
I wrote it 2 years ago. I finished it, I think, in like late 2021. And yeah, I tried recording it. I like hated recording it and having to listen to myself back and tweak it. And I was like,
yeah,
yeah, no. But you kind of just have to deal with it, I guess.
yeah. I like the idea of making like a better, more like highly edited, or not highly edited, but like more professional looking, like documentary ish. Not documentary. I don't know how to describe it, but more formal.
Yeah, scripted,
Podcasts.
edited video.
Yeah, scripted, edited, like proper video.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of it. Just the effort is what's stopping me right now.
Yeah, it's like the effort you have to put in, and like, it could not do well at all. Yeah, especially with like, I'm sure your channel, you can't monetize anything because it's not big enough. I know mine isn't.
No.
So there's that too. Like, well, why put in all this effort for nothing, I
Yeah.
guess.
That's why I feel like if I'm gonna start with content, I should do something way easier
Yeah.
to produce, and then just get up to that monetization point, and then be like, okay, now I can make this video.
Yeah, that's probably a smarter way. And that's why I'm doing these. I mean, that's just free public watch hours, let me tell you.
Oh yeah. Anyone like to see a podcast with someone you like, and it's like, oh, it's easy. It's 3 hours. No problem.
Yeah, 3 hours on one viewer instead of you
Yeah.
need like 2,000 to get 1 hour. It works out.
It works way better that way, but
I wouldn't recommend it as like a tried and true method, but hey,
it can work.
it can work a little bit at the very least.
Clarify, it can work.
It can. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I'm not an advice giver, so at least not in this sense. So, maybe take what I say with something, a grain of salt, maybe the whole beach, but or a grain of sand. That's what I meant to say.
I have no real experience in content. I have just pseudo experience from being around people who make content. And
Yeah.
that's about it. So I feel like I have decent insight, but that doesn't mean it's bad by any means.
Yeah, I mean, all of the knowledge I've gained is just being friends with people who make content. And it's like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. Do I know how to do that? No, but I see what you're doing.
I got the idea.
Yeah, it makes sense, but I don't know. It's always the whole. I'm blanking on the saying, but yeah, like easier said than done, I guess. What I'm trying to say. Like, oh, I can say I'm gonna do it, then you do it, and it's like, oh God, no.
I don't know one of my friends who's been working on an 8-hour video.
What?
Yeah. He's been working on it for a couple months now. Well, longer than a month. It's been on and on, but he keeps pushing the release date out. He's like, oh, I'll have it by then, and then it's not. And then push it out farther. I hope it's getting soon.
What the hell can you talk about for 8 hours?
Video games.
Fair enough, I guess. I did recently watch a 6-hour documentary on the video game history that kept getting recommended to me, so I guess it does work.
There's some long videos I can watch that. That sounds the same thing.
Yeah. 2-hour video on a Doom mod, 6-hour video on the history of video games. Why not?
Yeah.
There's like 5-hour documentaries on like Disney shows or something that do really well too for some reason.
Was that super popular like 2-hour videos that was spread everywhere like a year ago? The Disney Pass.
Oh.
Yeah, that was recommended to like everyone. I felt like that video was like 2 hours long. It's really good.
Yeah.
But
I mean, the algorithm does do good stuff sometimes, but
it's mostly good. I think.
Yeah.
If they figured it out, and I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah, that's always good.
That's a good view. I don't know. Sometimes but
Yeah, that's
right now I'm happy with it.
yeah. It's funny because the way I do YouTube is I always just go to my sub box. Like never look at recommended videos,
Okay.
honestly. I'll
I,
like
I,
browse it a little bit, and if I do, I'll like maybe watch it in a private window so it doesn't like
Mhm.
affect my algorithm too much. Because again, I usually just watch my sub feed. But I know I'm weird like that. Most people just do it the other way.
Yeah, I do it the other way,
Yeah.
and it's interesting. I see a lot more thing I would ever see, and I think it's interesting. Same thing with they're like, yeah, this is good for you, and I'm like, it is, but how did you know?
How did you know that? Get out of my
This
head.
is this is completely unrelated, but all right.
Yep. YouTube's an interesting thing for sure.
Yeah,
But I mean, there's a reason I've been watching it for over 10 years. It must be pretty good.
mm-hmm.
So,
They know what they're doing,
at least a little bit.
mostly.
Yeah, mostly.
Figuring it out.
Maybe not when it comes to, copyright claims and
No, but
demonetization, but other than that,
the content, the algorithm itself, they
yes.
figured that out.
Yeah.
Specifically,
Specifically,
you're streaming it too.
yeah,
That would be good.
yeah, they're still not great at that, but getting there. They need like third-party extensions to make their chat even readable, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
They're doing something at least.
Like, go out your way to find streamers.
Yeah.
Way out your way.
Yeah, you will not be recommended streams ever unless you're like
Yeah.
subscribed to them already.
Yeah, I hope they fix that. I'm excited for that point.
Yeah, it'd be
Not
interesting.
there yet.
Yeah, no other. It's weird because no other like streaming platforms match Twitch, but like everyone's so pissed at Twitch that if someone just did, like Twitch is over. So everyone needs to step up their game, honestly. Just everyone. Do better, everyone.
No. That's why I keep like, oh, YouTube does it. It's done because YouTube's not going away.
Oh no, they have money to burn forever.
Oh yeah. So if they can figure it out, Twitch is gone in a matter of years.
Yeah,
years.
maybe. You'd think Amazon has money to burn too, but I guess not.
I think they do. They just like Twitch.
No, they haven't canceled Twitch Prime yet.
I think they're close personally.
Oh yeah.
It'd be dumb if they did, I think.
Oh, it'd be horrible. Well, I mean, from a business standpoint, it was dumb that they ever did it in the first place, but
Yeah, I think more just trying to show people on the platform.
yeah, like they definitely cared about Twitch at one point, not anymore.
No, I think for long past that, I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It could have been fine.
Yeah, I mean, they were still number one. Put some more. You want to keep it that way? Do some shit, man. I don't know.
I mean, they could fix it. They just don't want to. And it's annoying, but whatever. We'll burn that bridge when it comes to it.
Yeah, I suppose. Not anything to worry about yet. Although they're really trying to make you worry about it.
Oh yeah, I'm constantly watching, waiting for that moment.
Yeah, waiting for that tweet that from the news sites or whatever. That's like, yeah, Twitch is over. Yeah, Twitch is now 0-100. You get nothing now. Deal with it.
0-100.
Twitch gets all.
That'd be insane.
Well,
I mean, it's pretty bad. Did you ever see things where I think it was like people in the UK were getting like way lower percentages? They're getting like 15 or something.
what?
Yeah, it's something dumb to do with like taxes, I think, and
Oh,
also like it's hidden in the contract somewhere.
of course it's hidden in the contract.
It's something terrible, but I remember seeing a couple posts on that being like they get it's that they get way less than 50%, and it's like wow, I see this is an issue.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So, yeah, that's great. Love that information.
Yeah, no, Twitch is solid.
Oh, yeah.
No issues with it.
No issues. Jesus. Yeah, I mean, I could rant about them for hours, but
Oh,
maybe
yeah,
maybe now's not a good time. I don't know.
That's fair.
So Mario.
Mario. Yeah,
Mario.
I do like that guy.
Yeah, good guy. I don't know him personally, but I'm sure he's good.
But I've heard good things about him.
Oh yeah. So what are your times in the other categories? We talked about 16 a little bit, but
I've never done like a 0 or 1 star. I've just done
that's
SPLJ a
pretty
few times to
base.
see if I could do it. That might change eventually. I'm not there yet. Haven't
Fair enough.
given up my morality there.
Mm.
70, I have a 5312.
Ooh.
Uh, it's also not that good to my standards.
I have
I've
a
been
102. Shut up.
well, I've been on pace for like a 49,
Oh my god. Okay.
and I think my summer best is like a mid 48. So I'm very not happy with my 53.
Fair enough.
And my 120 time, I put like no time into it, but it's like a 223 or something like that. I got that like 5 years ago or something.
Yeah. I
It's
mean, I've
it's
done one
okay.
run and it's like barely under 6 hours. So
Yeah.
I know if I like learned the category, I'd get like sub 3 probably for free. But
Oh yeah. If you kind of have an idea of movement and you know where everything is, then you're fine.
yeah.
Like I've learned the 70 stars and I've never properly learned the other 50. I
Yeah.
just kind of
Same.
watched a whole bunch of runs.
Hmm. The 100 coin stars are just it's so much to take in to me. I like 70.
Yeah, 70 is good. I like 70 a lot. I just
Hmm.
wish that it was taken more seriously, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's not like that popular in comparison to the other two.
It's so weird because everyone just says that like 70 is the stepping stone for 120, and no one really, I can't say no one anymore, but like it feels like there's been so few people that actually put in the time to get top level 70. It's always like they figure out 70 is too long, they go to 16, or they have the time and 70 was good, but 120 is better.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
it is more
it's
popular,
very
although
weird.
there are more 70 runs than 120.
Yeah, I feel like for a lot of beginners or just getting into the game, and 70 is like a perfect length. It's about an hour.
Yep.
And so you might be like an hour and a half, or you could be a little under an hour, but it's around that length. Is where if you're bad at 120, that can be like 2.5 to 3,
Yeah.
and even if you're good at 120, it's like 2 to close to 1.5.
Yeah.
It's it's a lot longer, so I can see why, but it's annoying, I guess,
Yeah.
because there's been some elitism, some
Mm.
in speedrunning. I know it's a surprise. It's never
Can't
happened.
believe it.
Yeah, but there's some around where it's like, oh yeah, 120 is amazing. I can't believe people would do 70. They're good, and it's unfortunate, but fortunately that mindset has gone around. It's kind of gone at this point. Not fully,
That's
but
good.
it's so much better than it used to be.
Yeah, again, I watch a lot of 70, so I like it definitely. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, it
it's like
gets way
any
more
percent
exciting, way
without
faster.
BLJ. Any percent BLJ-less,
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Yeah,
which
it's
makes
great.
it automatically the best.
I, yeah, I mean it's pretty good. I like it a lot. I don't know
Yep.
if I'd say it's my favorite out of the five, but I've never thought about my favorite out of the five either.
Yeah, and I mean, it can differentiate like there's a favorite to watch and then a favorite to actually do as well. Um,
Oh yeah, for sure.
yeah, I guess. Wow,
And
that
even
is
then, I
actually hard
think
to think
that kind
about.
of even then, I think it's even different if you're like watching like a world record or if you're watching someone stream attempts, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because if I'm watching like a 0 star world record, that's insane. But if I'm watching someone stream 0 star, they're resetting like a
All the
minute and a half in every time,
yeah,
and that gets really difficult to watch.
yeah, because you have
But
to
it's
sit
also
through
fun,
the
I
intro
guess.
every single time,
Yep.
which does not help viewership wise, unfortunately.
I mean, you get to run more ads.
There you go. There's an idea.
I think
Um,
that's the strat people do.
yeah, not a bad idea. I mean, if you're gonna sit there watching nothing anyway, might as well make some money off of it.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I honestly can't think about like my favorite categories. Like 16's the one I put the most time into, but 70 is sure is a lot more fun, and you don't have to be perfect, and BLJs don't exist. So,
Mm-hmm.
But then watching
Yeah. So
like, I'll watch like
yep.
any category except one or zero, and even then, like when Suiji was grinding, I was watching those. So can't even say
I
I wouldn't
mean,
watch it at all.
yeah. I mean, I think they're harder to like stay actively watching. I think 1 and 0 are the categories where it's like, okay, I'll put it off on like another tab, and then on my main monitor, I'll do something else. It's
Yeah,
where it comes to like 70, 120. It's like, okay, I could sit here engaged the entire time as long as we're not resetting in womps every time.
yeah, which that'll happen. That's just how it
Yeah, and
works.
it's unfortunate,
Yeah.
but it's speedrunner mindset. If you lose 2 seconds in womps, it's over, even though you have minutes of time save because you're so early in the run.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
I guess, but you're wrong too.
Yeah. Red, dead. That's how it goes.
Yeah, that's why you need to put like a minute of time save in womps for every runner.
It'd be green forever.
Yeah, and you're
Oh,
green like all the way
holy
through.
shit, brilliant. I need to start doing this.
Think about all the pace pals you'll get too. It's
Oh,
all
yeah.
green. I'm in.
Why are people not doing this? This is brilliant.
I'll message Callie right after this, going, "Hey,
Yeah.
put all your time save in womps."
Yeah, just set it up. Like, there's the theory comparison, but set it up where, like, you lose a minute in Womps or something.
Yeah,
And then, so, you'll, the green will keep getting less and less over time, but it'll be green forever.
be green. Yeah,
Brilliant.
I think one of my favorite layouts I saw was they had like a really difficult comparison, and they just switched the colors of red and green. So if you were behind, it was green, and if they were ahead, it was red.
Oh,
And
God,
I was like,
people are
yeah,
so smart. Don't I feel silly now?
yeah, you just make them all green, and then it's always a pace pal moment.
It's like I'm so used to like 0.0 and it's always red.
Yeah. Well, there you go. You just change red to green, and
Yeah,
then
true.
it looks good.
But you just can't get pace pals even though you're literally tied with your best ever, Lamau.
Yeah, it just is red, and you're like, it's tied, but it's red.
It's red. Yeah. Even though I'm literally tied to the frame because of how my game
Yep.
works. I'm like, nope, it's red. GG.
It's over. You
It's
can't
over.
win.
Nope. No viewers for you. Even though that's not how it works at all. But if it was, it'd be
Still,
funny.
be that easy. Think about all those viewers.
Yeah. The difference between a red 0.0 and a green 0.0, man, I can't imagine.
Yeah,
The the viewership,
infinite viewers.
infinite
Plus
viewers.
200.
Oh my gosh, these are the
Just with
strats.
that.
I gotta write all this down.
The Stream Big Tactics 2023.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Just
For funny
I'm just
times.
imagining the possibilities.
Oh yeah, I have all the things you could do.
Yeah. Just you gotta cheat to win, just without cheating at the game.
Oh yeah, I've been very curious for a long time how Twitch's thumbnail system works because it like picks a time every like 5 minutes or something to
Mm-hmm.
update your thumbnail. So I've been curious if you could figure out exactly when that is, and then just before it, switch to like a second or two of some like a screenshot of like you on pace, and then like immediately take it off, and then so your thumbnail is always you like really far, really green into a run, and then people click, and then you're just doing normal runs. But I don't know how to abuse the thumbnail system yet.
Damn.
It's just a thought that I've always had. I'm like, imagine it's how you stream big.
Yeah. I mean, Twitch should just have a thumbnail thing where you can make one. Like, it's stupid that you can't.
I agree. I like I like both systems. I like having the idea of like every 5 minutes, like so you get like a slight preview of what's happening,
Yeah,
but also having the ability to set a thumbnail for the stream would be good too.
I think what would be great is you can set a thumbnail and then if you hover over it, it would show like a little preview.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can get the
That'd
best
be
of both
good.
worlds. But I mean Twitch will never do that, so why am I even talk about this? But
Uh, Twitch doesn't add features.
oh no, they'll
Cash
add
grab.
features, just not features
Just cash
anyone
grabs,
wanted. Oh,
Wait, what's
great!
the
Now
new
you
one?
can.
The super chats or
Yep,
whatever?
they have the super chats. Like, oh, let's do what YouTube's doing, but make it worse.
Yeah, we'll take
Brilliant.
a bigger cut and not cover fees. That's always
I
good.
mean, they tried super chats earlier, but they would put it like under the stream where no one can see it, and it would cost
Oh
more
yeah, I
money for
remember
less
that. Wow, that
time.
was so long.
Oh yeah.
That was forever ago. That was so short lived.
Oh, it was short-lived because it sucked ass. No one used it because it's
Yeah,
literally a scam.
yeah. And now they have the new one, the new super chats, and I don't feel like, and everyone's on Twitter is banding together, going like, "Hey, don't use these."
Yeah,
So,
don't use these because you can
so
just
can't.
donate instead, and
Yeah,
it'll be the same thing, but streamer gets more money, and you don't feel like you got scammed as much. Wow,
exactly.
what an idea!
So can't wait for Twitch to remove the new super chats.
Yeah. I don't know if they will though. They usually never get rid of their bad ideas. Oh, we're having some internet. That took a minute.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yep, just a little buffery. Oh, we're green again. You see, this was the
Nice.
smart idea I had of switching to the 2G for this instead of the 5G, because the 5G will
Yeah.
just disconnect OBS in the snap, and
Oh,
the
but
stream will go
this
off.
way,
This
you're
way,
okay.
it'll just buffer, but it'll get back to where it was slowly, without
Okay.
disconnecting and doing to the not like
That's
this screen.
yeah.
Brilliant.
That love that screen.
Yeah. Yesterday actually my power went out in the middle of one of my runs.
Oh,
Like the power at the whole house just went off for like 2 seconds, came back. So in my stream, I'm just like talking, doing a run, and then not like this. It's so funny. It's never happened before.
oh. Was it a good run?
No,
Okay.
it was super early, so it didn't matter at all.
All right.
But I mean, my
Yeah.
TV went off. My
Yeah. Everything turns
yeah,
off, and you're like, oh.
it's like, oh no, I was like in 1-2. Didn't matter, but
Okay.
it was still funny. Like I was kind of
I've had
hoping, like, I mean, the internet automatically cuts off, TV cut off,
yeah.
but my laptop was still running, OBS was still running, so I was hoping you could like see everything like flicker before the internet like got rid of OBS, but nope, it was just snap to not like this before you could
Uh,
see anything. I was like, aw, but it
yeah.
was funny because it's usually like it buffers for a while and then it goes to the
hmm
screen or like freezes, but no, it was just
But
instant,
just cut.
instant
That's
not
so
like
funny.
this. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I was pretty. I found that pretty hilarious. So
There was some I've had something similar happen, except it was completely my fault. So I used to run Mario Galaxy like a
oh, and
lot.
that's so long. Oh no.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So I used to run Mario Galaxy. I peaked at like fifth place in like
Holy shit.
2017
Okay,
ish.
go off.
Yeah, no, I was really good at
Okay.
one point. Now I think I'm like 15 minutes off of first now.
Jesus.
It's the game's evolved a lot. Anyway, I used to run Galaxy, and this was when I was still really good. And unfortunately, your controllers aren't wired, so they have batteries and they die.
Yes. Okay.
So I was maybe how far was it? It's like an hour and 40 minutes in, I think. And my Mima battery is like, and in Galaxy it's very clear because like every time it loads, it will do like the beep beep sound and like
Hmm.
show up the top left corner, I think that you're like, hey, your battery's almost dead. And I'm like, I know, leave me alone. And so I had some rechargeable batteries, and they're on like the outlet behind me because there was a wall like right behind me at that point.
Hmm.
So I was like, okay, let me just go grab my batteries real quick. Like I just grabbed the star. Let me go grab my batteries. And so I turned around. I was going to grab them, and I accidentally unplugged the thing above it, which was all of my consoles.
Oh
So
God.
I unplugged my Wii an hour and 40 minutes into a decent pace Galaxy run, and uh, and then I was very sad.
Yeah.
It got like it got clipped. It was when Glad Jonas was popular. He like
Mm.
that clip was posted in one of his compilations. I was very sad because I think it was like a minute ahead or something, and
Oh man.
yeah, it was. I was fine. It was just upsetting at the same time.
Yeah, I
Because
can
like,
imagine.
especially when it's like not, it's my fault completely, but
Yeah.
but it's pretty funny.
No, that's funny, but also sad.
Oh yeah, it's funny and sad at the same time.
Yeah. So That wasn't like record pace or anything, was it? At
No,
least. Okay.
I unfortunately was never that good because record at the time was it's like a 226, I think
Hmm.
it was, and I had probably like a 232 at the time, and my fifth place time eventually was 2 hours 30 minutes and 11 seconds,
Mm.
and I so I never was that close, but I kept losing time in like dumb places. So if I had
Okay.
like a good run, I probably could have, but was never quite there.
All right, but it was still like really good.
Oh, it was still pretty good run,
Yeah.
especially for my standards at the time. It's
Damn.
just yeah,
Just damn. Yeah.
yeah. I
Uh,
had lots of random issues with Galaxy. I've had that happen. Um, there was one time where I accidentally paused my timer for like over a minute, and I didn't notice. So I thought I was like way more ahead than I was.
oh no.
I mean, eventually the run died anyway, but
Okay.
I was in the moment. I was like despairing over this really good run that I lost, and then later I realized that I totally just paused the timer, and it was like a mid run at best. So
Well.
yeah,
Oh well.
yeah. I mean, it was whatever, but it's like that was don't know
Mid
how I
run.
paused
Who
my
cares?
timer,
Yeah.
and then just the classic. Like I finish something and then I jump off the stage because it should respawn me sooner, except that it doesn't, and then I die instead. It's
Oh.
happened a few times,
Well,
but
that's
yeah.
what you get for swagging out, I guess.
Yeah, that's my fault, but New Age Galaxy is really cool. I want to keep watching it because it's sorry
Okay.
just throwing shit around, I guess.
It's all right.
But New Galaxy is like really cool. A lot has
Yeah.
changed from when I ran it like 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Yeah, like it must be easier now, especially Galaxy 2 if you can just get it at GDQ in a race.
Oh yeah, it's so much. I think it's just like a lot of small optimizations, and with Galaxy One, there's just route differences that have saved minutes,
Hmm.
which is crazy. It's just like you do slightly different stars or in a slightly different order, and now you're saving like a minute and a half compared to like what I did.
Hmm.
I think like actually my route loses 2.5 minutes compared to the current world record route, which is weird to think about. And then
Yeah.
there's like the issues, in my opinion, with how everyone switched to Wii Virtual Console or Wii U Virtual Console instead of disc or something else.
Hmm.
And so the load time difference, and I hate that a lot.
Oh yeah.
But I'm hoping that gets fixed eventually. Oh, and the Switch version too. There's all three of them. But
Oh yeah.
like I think just playing off of like if I played the run that I had on Wii Virtual Console, I would say I would be like at a 227 compared to my 230.
Mm,
And if I
wow.
just did like a different route at a similar skill level, I'd probably be at like a 225, which is strange.
Hmm. What's record?
There's that much. It is like a 216.
Jesus.
It's so much faster than it used to be. Let me go check. Because I ran Luigi, which was faster anyway.
Yeah, Luigi's faster because of the higher
Yeah.
jumps. Higher jump, bigger
It,
skip.
I mean, kind of. There's also like a 5 minute cutscene at the beginning of Mario that you get to skip with Luigi.
Oh, well, okay, that helps too, I guess.
Yeah, so like that entire intro cutscene where you're going through like the Star Festival and then like the meteors come down, there's cutscenes. That you skip all of that and you just start on the planet with the bunnies as the
Okay, well, yeah, that definitely helps, I'd say.
yeah. Uh, Luigi world record is 2:13:57.
Jesus.
And
What's going on, man?
my former or fifth place, my former fifth place is now 52nd.
All right, not bad.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Close.
Yeah. Do you know why like the route differences matter so much? Is like, is there anything specific that like makes it that much faster?
So some of it is there's a weird thing in the game where like there's the comets,
Yeah.
where some of them are like the speed comet or like the daredevil comet, whatever. And so it's very difficult to route um like each galaxy to then have, because you need to do like a certain amount of stars in a galaxy before you can unlock the comet for a galaxy.
Hmm.
So you have to keep that in mind. Plus, the comet will only show like every other or every 1 in 3 or something,
Hmm.
and so you have to keep those cycles in mind too. And then as time, there's like been different strats that come up that are faster anyway for certain stars. So it's like, okay, how do we route that one in? And then it requires like this entire mess of like comet cycles. And like if we're doing another like Luma, then we have to go collect a whole bunch more star bits. And how much time does that lose? Because if you collect star bits in any stage over like 30 or something, you're losing a second just because of a text box. So
Mm.
there's very like you have to keep in mind like the star bit routing plus the comet cycles, and it ends up it makes routing like terrible. And sometimes it's just like being selective too, because they're not all in one spot. Like there's like 7 different domes. So if you want to do a comet that's in like garden, or well, I guess not garden, in any percent. If you want to do a comet that's in engine room, but it's not going to show up in time, then you need to go to like bedroom to do another star and then go back. So then you're doing like observatory movement. It's a mess. It's
Yeah.
amazing that you've optimized for route that much with all these small issues we have to keep solving.
Yeah.
And by we, I guess I mean I have no input on it, but
Fair
the
enough.
community in general.
It's all you. That's what you mean.
I mean, I've only made like two notable things in Galaxy happen, and that's it.
Well,
And
what
they're
are they?
long gone.
Oh,
So
well.
I guess I mean, well, the first thing I was, or there's I guess 3. Okay, so when I was playing, there's a strat in, oh, what is it? It's like Ghostly Galaxy in the kitchen, and like it's like the matter splatter stuff where it's like the green background and you can only stand on like certain platforms and like the spotlight moves and stuff,
Hmm.
like that type of platform. There's a strat called keyless where normally you grab one of the keys and then it will like slowly move that spotlight upward so you can stand on more platforms. But instead, the doors are all still there. They're just invisible and paper thin.
Mm.
So I was one of the first people to do keyless consistently in runs, which is where you like jump on these paper thin doors, like one set of doors, and then the door set on top of that, and then get the star. And that saved like a good 15 seconds. And I think it helped popularize that in actual runs, so that was cool. I also had the fastest beginning by a decent margin for quite a while. Like the first 25 minutes, the Terrace Dome, I
Mm.
think I had the fastest time for that for about like 4 months or something. So that was cool, and people were kept wondering how I was so fast. But the most notable thing I think I did that's still actually around today, just heavily evolved and I don't own it anymore, was the Galaxy community spreadsheet Sum of Best. Like
Mm.
the Sum of Best sheet that was everyone would compare their times against. I made the original one because one of my friends was getting better than me at Galaxy, and I was upset because I did not know where my time save was.
Fair
So
enough.
I started making the spreadsheet and added his splits, and then I was like, oh, let me just add some more people, and eventually it evolved into the some best sheet. And then a few years later, it got kind of like I don't own it anymore. Like I don't have it on Google Sheets, but it like they made a new one, but it still uses like some of the framework I helped put together. So that's like the only mainstay thing I can really claim I've done for Galaxy.
Mhm. I mean,
But
yeah, some best sheets are cool. I think Odyssey has one. I know Mario 64 has one. So,
yeah, well,
especially for
it
3D
was
Mario, it's got to be really helpful.
yes, it was very helpful for me to learn just based off of splits what part of a runs do I actually need to watch
Hmm.
and like improve on. And I think over time it kind of showed like the issues with like load times and some lag and stuff like that. So it ended up doing a lot long term. So
Cool.
I'm proud of that, I
Hmm.
guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big project. Like, I've
Yeah,
maintained some spreadsheets too, and they all just die off because I just don't want to maintain them anymore. So, I get it.
yeah, it depends on how much effort you want to do because that spreadsheet was very easy. It was just like me manually kind of figuring out it all. And then I slowly was implementing some like scripting, going like, hey, highlight the fastest one and that time over there,
Mhm.
and now they've done so much more work into it. Because Galaxy also has like the two-player thing, and they have multiple categories and console platforms, and they've done so much more with it. But
Yeah.
I don't run that involved with spreadsheets anymore,
Hmm. Yeah,
mostly.
definitely a pain, or can be. It's nice to have like a team that could work on it.
Yeah. Although, in my opinion, sometimes, depending on what it is, having a team that runs it can be difficult because
Yeah.
one set of spreadsheets I run, I very much want it run exactly how I want it to be run,
Yeah.
and I
I
know
felt that.
that's kind of like controlling and stuff, but it's more of just I know if someone else does something differently, then I will get completely messed up and won't be able to do it as
Hmm.
efficiently as I would like to do it.
Yeah, that's the other
But,
thing.
but yeah.
But I mean, if there's just a framework set up already and you just have to enter
Mhm.
some information, then it's okay.
Yeah, then it's fine. But sometimes there's that balance. You gotta find the
Hmm.
right group of people and make sure they know what you want, or like have them put input on, because maybe my way isn't the best way. Maybe they have better.
Yep. Get enough
So
people in a room, they're gonna have better ideas. Probably.
yes,
Or
exactly.
worse.
Well, yeah, they usually have worse, but they also have better. So
Yes. But sometimes they'll be better and it'll be good.
yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes. All right. Well, don't know much about Galaxy speedruns. I mean, I've watched them, so it's like, ooh, Galaxy.
Galaxy's cool. It's just like you said, they're long and they can be
Oh
boring.
yeah.
But
Well, there is a lot of like Mario 64 has the you get a star, you get kicked out and booted. Galaxy's like times five or something.
yeah, I mean, it takes so long because the star get animation like a couple seconds longer, and then you exit it, and just trying to get back into the stage to play it, it's like an additional like 20-30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much downtime in Galaxy.
Oh my
It's
god.
fun if you like talking to chat. Say that.
There you
Otherwise, uh, you better be really good at scrolling social media.
go. I wonder how fast the run would be if you cut out all like cutscenes and
It's
downtime.
I don't know if anyone's done that. I feel like they should have if they haven't. But it's significant because
Yeah.
it's at least 30 seconds per star. And you're
So
doing 60, so that's like, you know,
yeah.
30 minutes or whatever, just based off of immediate thoughts. And that doesn't count like the grand stars, which are like a minute and a half of extra time, and the cutscenes at the beginning, which is like 5 minutes.
Jesus. It's like half the
Galaxy would be,
run. Half the
yes,
run is
it's
just
like actually half the
downtime.
run.
Good lord.
Yeah. So it can be fun, but you have to be very prepared for a completely different type of speedrun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still fun. I enjoy it. I've considered going back over the years, but it's just a lot of time.
Yeah. It's definitely unique. Just the whole like gravity shit you can pull off.
Oh
It's
yeah,
usually just
there's some really
sick
cool
as hell.
stuff. It's
And
just it's so long
it is
that it gets
so
hard to.
long.
It looks cool, and then you think about it, and then you're like, do I really want to put in all the time to learn for a run that's like super long and will have all this downtime? And
Yeah, it's
then
probably not very beginner friendly. Just because beginners it would take like 3 hours, maybe.
my
It's
first run was almost 4 hours flat.
jeez.
Yeah, so as long as you have lots of time to spare, uh, it's perfect.
Oh yeah. Just like, oh, I'm not doing anything the next 4 hours. Let's do one whole galaxy run.
Yeah, yep.
It's like
It,
as long as this one single stream.
yeah, exactly. you do one run, you're like, all right, I'm ending stream. Thanks everyone.
Yeah,
It's
thanks for
over.
watching this single run. Glad you
Single run,
enjoyed.
one
Oh,
no reset, and I'm out.
yep. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I could. I've considered running it because I'm like, it'd be nice to run like a bunch of different Mario
Mhm.
platformers specifically, but that would be quite the grind just to
Yeah.
beat the game.
Yep. It's a lot, but like I said, if you're willing to have all that downtime, and like you have a chat or someone in call to talk to or something, then it's a lot
Yeah,
more bearable.
yeah, that makes sense, but I don't know. It's just so long.
Yep.
It's the it's the longest like Super Mario speedrun, isn't it?
Well, Galaxy 2 has the longest one, I'm pretty
Okay,
sure.
well, it's still Galaxy. My point still
Yeah, it's a
stands,
Galaxy.
but
Yeah.
oh, bit of an internet buffer.
I mean,
Oh, okay, I think
okay.
we're good. I think we're good.
All right. Yeah, I think Odyssey has a longer run, barely, but that's categories people nobody runs really. I don't think.
Hmm. Yeah,
I think it's
like talk about
just
the any percent, I guess.
yeah, yeah. I think then it's Galaxy 2. I'm pretty
Hmm.
sure.
And
Because
then
Galaxy
Galaxy
2 is
One.
yep, then Galaxy 1,
Yeah. So
and then I don't know. Like it's a lot lower after that.
yeah, I think 3D World is like an hour and a half for any percent.
Yeah, I think that's around where that is. I
Um,
mean, Odyssey's like 56 now or something, 57, somewhere in that range.
yeah, generally the 2Ds are super fast. Luckily, it's what I'm
Oh
here
yeah,
for. So, but yeah.
I've wanted to learn the Mario Bros. Wii for a long time now.
Ooh, yeah. Although that
It's fun.
confuses me with their whole like timing methods. Like, oh, you have to get under this certain time and then we'll remove loads and then suddenly you're saving multiple minutes. I don't know. That's too
Yeah,
confusing for me.
that part confuses me. I don't get that.
Hmm.
I, I like the idea of removing loads, but I guess like they probably don't want to put in the effort of like retiming load lists until you're good enough.
Yeah,
But
I guess loads vary, which sucks.
yep, because like each Wii is slightly different,
But I say
unfortunately.
like this is me personally as like a moderator. If you're gonna remove loads, you should remove them for the entire leaderboard. We did that with the lost levels. Like load
Yeah,
times
I
vary
think.
between EverDrive, between FDS, between
Mhm.
VC, but we still remove it. Although it's a lot easier because you just take the black screen out, you can find the frames and just cut it. But
Yeah, I mean you could probably do that with Mario Bros. Wii. I don't know too much about the game. Actually, no, there's like annoying screens in between that are not fully black.
damn.
Because like when you load into a level, it like shows you like what level you're loading into and how many lives everyone has, and I bet that
Yeah, yeah,
matters.
that's right.
So I assume it's just like an effort thing. Like, do they really want to retime this like nearly hour long run for all their loads when they died like 6 times? And
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more complicated, I guess.
yeah,
I guess I shouldn't even
but
compare
otherwise,
it to
yeah.
Lost Levels. It's
I
one
mean, I
load.
do agree with the I do agree with the concept though, just removing all of them because it makes the board look way better. But
Yeah, you just have this cutoff of like whatever how many minutes it is, and then suddenly it's like, oh, jump ahead to 2 minutes or whatever the load
yep.
save.
So it's like, all right, once you get like past the second barrier, you save 2 minutes. Congrats. And
Hell
it's
yeah.
yeah, it's something I've been advocating for Galaxy for years. Even though I don't really play the game anymore, I still have been advocating for removing load times
Mm-hmm.
because it's so long of a run, and we know that like certain consoles can save like an hour or an hour. Wow, not that much. Like
Whoa,
like a
huge.
minute and a half for some of them, and
Hmm.
like especially if you're playing on disc versus like Wii U VC versus even the Switch All Stars version, like there's so much time saved just in like loads, and I hate it just because it's like, all right, do I really just want to buy a new console just to be competitive in terms of loading
Mm-hmm.
when my skill level could be higher than these people? Like, I don't know. I hate having money as the barrier to get like a
Yeah,
better time. You know?
yeah, I definitely see that. It definitely should be like available. I don't know. I feel bad for having this opinion, but I've always felt like the like console the game was originally intended for should be like the baseline. Kind of like how Mario 64 does it, because just because it's so
Yeah,
different that way. Like Wii VC
I-
at the end of the day is like a emulated version. Like it's official,
yeah,
it's official emulation, but still emulation, and that there's like a gray area there. I'm lucky for my games, like the NES runs at 60.09, which for some
hmm
reason, and then like when they make it for like the Switch version or the Wii Wii VC for some reason it's like
it,
59.9 or whatever, but like flat
so
60
it's
is
actually
usually the
slower.
baseline, but that's slower, so you don't have to worry about that. There's no version that is faster than the original. So,
Yeah, I think it's definitely harder with like the N64 games in general because we see it like the two very different ones, Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time. Or Ocarina of Time, I guess I don't know much about that, but Majora's Mask for sure definitely will switch platforms if one is faster, and it's interesting, but it's annoying, I
mhm.
guess, because at least with Mario 64, there's very few differences between them. Like there's like the rounding error for
Mm.
which makes like the zero A press fire C possible. And like that
Yeah.
doesn't that like
Oh yeah, the
that's such a tiny
platforms
error.
just they keep on going.
Yeah, but like that's such a small thing where like in actual runs you wouldn't ever be able to notice it.
Yeah.
So effectively it's the same game, but it's a lag. And
Yeah, it's the
Mario
lag.
64 like has a huge skill ceiling with just lag
Mhm.
where if you play on VC and you switch to like original console, you're fucked basically if you start
Yeah, you
over and
are.
you were learning without because now you're lagging all over the place because you weren't learning these lag reductions, and it's unfortunate because it's basically the same game. But you know, if we had like if VC like properly emulated the lag, then it'd probably be fine and we
Yeah,
wouldn't
it would.
complain. And but Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask being very different, where they're like, okay, this console's faster, let's play on it. Is it's interesting. I don't know if I
Yeah.
dislike it necessarily, but like I guess I agree with you where I like the original platform being the one, but it's kind of interesting to see like, okay, this one has like a debug menu, or this one actually keeps the things in RAM, but like actually, you know, the original one doesn't, so that one's faster.
Mhm.
It's interesting, but I don't know if I like it. I guess.
Yeah. Like I like the way the 64 leaderboards are
Mhm.
differentiating them, but I know there's like a whole like kind of elitism factor that I don't like about it, but
Yeah,
that's
I
just the
that's the part that
discourse
it.
gets kind of annoying. Like uh, just shut up about it.
Yeah,
Oop, another internet
because
buffer.
I feel like
And we're
yeah. Okay.
back. And we're back.
All right, we're good.
Yep.
Cool.
These are really short
'Cause I think.
buffers. I'll take them. I'll take them.
All right, that's. I'm happy with that.
Yes.
Uh, but I feel like with Mario 64, it's hard because like someone who plays on VC and has like a 49 is probably worse than someone who plays on console and has a 49. Just based off of like potentially like all the lag reduction and everything that they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's but it get and like that's fair. I think that's like understandable, and I hope that
Yes.
the person who plays on VC understands it too. But I think it can get like very toxic very fast when it's like, wow, you're playing on VC, you're trash at the game. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. And
no,
same thing
that's
with emulator, and it's like, what are you doing? We're all playing the same game.
yeah,
Like,
like just shut up about it.
we're
No one's bad for playing on a certain version.
yeah, and it's like maybe yeah, maybe I would prefer them once we get to a skill level to play on like original console. But like if they don't want to,
Who
sounds good.
cares? Yeah,
I don't care. I don't care that
exactly.
much.
Precisely. Didn't like just as an example, didn't Callie like start on VC and then switch to console?
He played he played on a PC port.
Oh, okay.
That's how
Well,
he started. He played it on that unofficial PC port that came out, so he could play with 60 FPS.
pretty
Uh,
based actually.
yeah, so that's how he originally started playing, and then I think he switched to console after that.
I just I forgot what it was. Maybe it was Pace last year. So I thought he like joined a tournament but was on VC and everyone else was on console or something. But maybe
Oh,
I
that
mis
that could have been possible. I know he was for a while. He had I think both the VC records.
Oh,
Uh,
wow. Okay.
I know he was going for those just because he could.
Yeah, I mean, again,
So I know
based.
he's played on VC, but I don't think like he was playing on VC at any point just to like start out playing the game.
Yeah, I could be misremembering or something too. I'm not entirely sure, but I thought I
Yeah, but I
remembered
mean
something
that
like that.
that general thing happens a lot though, where it's like a runner that's like getting good at the game, and then eventually they're like, okay, maybe I should play on like actual console, and then they switch over and
Yeah.
learn all the lag reduction and everything. It's
I mean,
common
you
though.
definitely can learn it. And especially
Oh
the better
yeah,
you are at VC, the less you have to worry about movement and you can focus on the lag reduction and learn it pretty quickly.
oh yeah. It's just even then, like sometimes it gets weird because like the lag reduction sometimes like a completely different like camera, and you have to
Hmm.
press all these different buttons and hold a different angle. And but if you're good at movement, yeah, it's a lot easier to learn.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely interesting lag factoring into speedruns and all that. Like,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think
even
I
I
think it's
have to
very
worry
cool.
about that.
It's cool as long as you can reduce it in some way.
Hmm.
I think because like if it's just lagging, then it's not fun.
No.
But if it's in terms of like Mario 64, there's lots of camera angles where you can do to reduce it. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah,
But
you can
I
kind of reduce it
I
in
guess
Mario 1. It depends, though. The
yeah,
whole free
I
roll
guess
thing.
yeah, I'm not ultra familiar with the lag frames there. I know
Yeah.
you can like totally lag it, but it seems to me random because I don't know the game that well.
Yeah. I mean, back when I was like at record level, it was more random just because of you didn't know like ho- it's hard to explain really. Just the levels where lag matters because Bowser throwing hammers and everything. You usually slow
Mm,
down at least a few frames, ducking or something, and that can affect the pattern. And so you have it's like this whole weird debacle. Usually, any percent people they only have to worry about on BBG. You can get one lag frame, and that's it. And you can not get it. There's a way to manipulate it out of the way.
hmm,
So overall, you usually don't have to worry about it. And I think now even in Warpless, it's more understood how the lag frames work. But
okay, that's good. And like the lag frames don't affect the frame rules, right? It just
no,
pushes
yeah, it's
everything.
just yeah, like if you keep say you get like 0.15 seconds of lag or something.
Mm,
So like if you lose a frame rule instead of saying plus 0.35, it'll now say plus 0.5 and it'll
okay.
stay that way. So yeah, it doesn't affect the frame rules. You just essentially just pause the game for 0.15 seconds.
Which sucks, but at least it doesn't affect like entire frame rules or anything.
Yes, but the lag can be so bad depending on certain Bowsers and you don't know what you're going to get or whatever. I think I've had one run once that got like what was it? I know I've gotten like 44 lag frames from a single Bowser fight once, which that is like
Oh
zero
my
point
gosh.
0.7. And then at
Yeah,
one point I
that's
swear it was like 60 something, which is a second, but I might be misremembering or that was something else, but I don't know.
that that's insane getting that much lag,
It,
especially in
it,
that game.
it
That
can be ridiculous, but it's very, very rare, thankfully. And if you're like really good and it's certain categories that actually matter, that's not going to happen.
mhm. Yeah, that's good. It's very different where it only matters, really matters at a top level.
Yeah, you can like really manipulate it at top level, especially nowadays. So that's good.
Mm. Okay.
But yeah, I remember like certain meme categories where you don't know your pace, and then oh, nice Bowser,
Yep.
great pattern.
Yay.
Yep, it can
Well,
be interesting, that's for sure. But yeah, lagging
yeah.
games, fun
No,
times,
yeah. Very, very
fun things to
different
think about.
ways. Yeah. I mean, there was an instance. Okay, so let me start this by and this can be a whole new conversation topic as well. Is that
Okay.
I am one of the moderators for the Moist Critical Speedrun challenges. So
Oh,
that
all right.
yes,
That's got to
so
be fun.
it's something I would say that.
Hmm.
But I was gonna say for the Exodus from the Earth challenge on the Mars planet, like you go to Mars for some reason and then you're there for like a couple minutes.
Okay.
I don't know, the story's terrible, but you're there, and there was an issue we had with that game where there's these mutants, and they would had this action type, and the game is poorly coded, uh, and where this action type would store itself in RAM and then never remove itself, which was
Okay.
terrible because there's so many of these mutants where it would store itself in RAM constantly to the point where your load times between stages will increase drastically. Like
Hmm.
like load times would probably be like 2 to 3 seconds normally, but if you had enough of it, load times could take minutes.
What
Uh,
the?
yeah, it's terrible, and to the point of like where it could just crash the game out of nowhere.
Of course.
So there, and at that point, loads were still timed because we didn't have a way at the point. We didn't have a load remover in live split, but
Hmm.
we eventually some members of the community. I wish I had their names on hand, but I don't. They created a patch for the game that completely removed that error altogether,
Hmm.
where it wouldn't accidentally get stored in RAM, so you wouldn't ever have to worry about it. But there was not very much backlash, but there's a little bit of backlash from some people going like, "Hey, you're killing you like there's a skill ceiling, right? Where it's like if you're killing these mutants, then you will get less of these. You'll get less of the action type, which means it will lag the game less. So
Hmm.
there's skill to like killing them, and I'm like, yeah, but also this isn't intended like
Yeah.
at all, and it can crash the game.
Yeah.
so so there
I
was some arguments there where I understood where they're coming from, but if you're on a worse computer, then probably the amount of actions to happen until crash is probably way less.
yeah. My
So
personal argument for this would be if it was just like a normal speedrun leaderboard, yeah, you probably shouldn't remove it. It should be close to how the game was programmed as possible because speedrunners
mm,
take advantage of mistakes people made. That makes sense. But because this was like a thing for money, like this was a competition,
yeah,
yes, it makes more sense to
it,
do it the
I,
other way.
it makes way more sense to be fair for everyone.
Yes,
And
exactly.
in this case, it wasn't even something that could be abused. It was just going to make you run slower,
Yeah.
and it just sucks. So that got patched and that was allowed and everything. But that was something I was like, I can see where you're coming from, but
Hmm.
we need this to be fair.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it will be bad.
Yeah, because a muck runner, there was like an FPS cap to make things
Ah,
fair
okay,
too.
yeah.
Oh,
Amok was terrible.
okay, great.
So Amok didn't really have an issue with lag, really. It had issues running above like 90, where some people could run like 144 no problem, and some people like Ouija had problems running like 90,
Hmm.
and his computer is amazing.
Yeah,
He had like a better computer than people who were running 144, and we still don't know what was happening there, so that's fun.
interesting.
So we had these issues, so we ended up having to put in an FPS cap of 60, but it was a soft cap, so you could manipulate the FPS below that. So if you wanted to, you could have it at 60, but then just before like doing one of the launches, you could lower it to like 24 or
Hmm.
like 20 or 2 if you really wanted to, and
Hmm.
you can manipulate it to be able to do these launches. And that was not fun
Mm.
at all, because for those it's like, okay, we have to make sure it's 60 the entire way, and then versus these launches as a runner it sucked because it's like, okay, there's this one launch right at the beginning and you want that at like specifically 53 FPS, I believe is what they solved, and then you do like a launch later that you want like 20, and then another one after that that you want like 23, and then there's a strat where if you had it at 2 it probably would help, and it was it was very bad, not fun, no
Yeah,
one liked that.
that's gotta be a time.
Yeah, you have to keep switching between FPS throughout like this 20-minute run.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, it's
no
not good.
thanks.
But
So, but that was like the official way to do it, was doing
yep,
it that way.
that
Mm.
is allowed.
Wow, that is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's it's hard because we try to make these competitions as fair as possible
Hmm.
because we want it to be fair. We want everyone to compete, but there's limits to that, and it came up in the most recent one too, but just in general, it's like, okay, we don't want to have like an unlimited FPS cap because whatever is something, if you run above like 60 FPS, that like if you go from 60 to 120 is for a huge advantage, and
Mm.
Unfortunately, for some games, yes, there totally is. But not everyone can run 120, and so it has to be conversations of like, okay, what's the minimum cutoff that's like reasonable,
Yeah.
and not everyone's always happy with that, but we try our best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah,
Are there a lot of people that do those competitions?
yes,
Okay.
there's a lot.
Okay.
We have a lot of submissions, and I don't do much of the moderation of the leaderboard as much
Mm-hmm.
because there's a big group of people. But I more focus on the organization of the Discord, make sure that's good, and like that there isn't any like things that shouldn't be posted
Yes,
happening.
I see.
Making sure it's organized and running the spreadsheets for it, which is
Mm-hmm.
the main like strat one, where like if people are coming to learn the game, there's a good spreadsheet to learn from. And I'm trying to also run the sum of best spreadsheet for the challenges as well.
Okay.
So that's my main responsibilities for it, but it still is chaotic.
Yeah. There's been 3 of those now.
Yes, we finished the third one at the end of last month.
Mm-hmm. It was like an Elder Scrolls game, kind of
Yep,
some
the Elder
spin-off.
Scrolls Redguard.
Redguard. That's it.
Yep, it came
Eh,
out in like 1998 or something
hmm,
forever ago.
it's older than me.
Yeah, it's older than
Barely,
me
but it
too.
is. Yeah, that one was funny. I remember watching a little bit of it, like going in, oh, this is going to be one of the longer ones, and then it was like 10 minutes.
Okay, that was very interesting because the first run, there's one run before the challenge started, and it was 1 hour and 58 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and we had no idea if it was going to get cut down or not because there were some ideas for like skips, but the biggest idea for a skip that the original runner had was going to be like 13 minutes,
Mm.
and that skip that original runner was looking for was found within an hour of the
Oh,
challenge
great.
starting. So, and that saved 13 minutes. And then everyone was like, okay, now what? So it was like, we set the sid. It was about 7 hours into the challenge. It's like 7 or 8 p.m. And almost every runner on Twitch is just about done learning the game, like
Mm-hmm.
all 2 hours of it. And then the same guy who found the biggest skip in the previous challenge was like, hey, I learned that there's a huge skip, or rather, he's like, I wonder if I can trigger the boss battle from here. And then, like, and everyone's like, okay, yeah, I don't know where you are, but sure. And he's like, okay, I triggered the boss battle, and the credits played. All right, I saved an hour and a half,
Oh,
and
great.
that's like 7 hours into the challenge happening, and he's like, yep, I saved an hour and a half. It happens at this point in the run, and you skip everything, and and then people tried it and were like, wow. So
Well,
the top runners or everyone who was streaming learning the game wasted like 7 hours learning the entire run when they could have just learned the beginning of it.
mm-hmm.
And the run was immediately cut down to about 30 minutes. And then it was pushed down from there.
Wild.
And that's within like 8 hours of a challenge starting that we cut it down that much.
This is going to be a fun critical video about the history of the
I
run.
I'm excited for it to see what he all does with it.
Mm-hmm. I like the other 2
But
videos. And then, of course,
yeah,
Simply will release his thing too, like
he
right
released
before.
his early.
Oh, did it? Is it already out?
Yeah, I
Oh.
wrote it. Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. The more you know.
Oh, we tried to release. Well, okay. So for Simplies, we released the Muck Runner one really quickly, and then
Mm-hmm.
Exodus was delayed because uh, just a lot of reasons. Like Simply was out at the time, and then one of our editors for Simply's channel was gone as well, like on vacation. And then there was some other things that came up, like another Mario World record, but we had to react to
Oh, of course.
instead. So Exodus was super delayed,
Mm-hmm.
but we're trying to get them out as soon as possible. So Amok Runner came out within a week, so that's cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hold on, my
But
internet's buffering.
buffering.
Buffering. Come on, get green. Come on,
Oh, that's a
square.
good frame of me. Oh, okay, there we go.
Yeah,
That's
sorry.
looking at these frames it's freezing on, and I'm like, ah, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate. I wish in fairness it would freeze me too, but I guess not. You can't win
It's
them
all
all.
good. It's just funny. I'm
It
like,
is
oh
funny.
wow, that's good.
Oh God, it's red again. Stop it. Internet,
uh,
behave yourself.
internet.
You just know like the OBS has the little square of the colored square,
Yep.
and you just see it green and then red, green, red, green.
And then,
Stop
it's
going
gone.
red. Just stay green. That's all I want. Anyway, where were we?
Uh, we were talking about Simply's video at that point, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
But for his videos, we just try to release
Oh my gosh.
them as soon as possible. For that, for like what happened, I give him a TLDR of it like the day before the challenge.
Wow, I am having some issues right now.
Ends. We kind of go through ends. We finish the rest of the recording. Oh, it's still buffering.
Yeah, it's really bad right now for some reason. I've been dropping a ton of frames. Um, it's fetching the Discord call a little bit. I'm trying to figure this out. I don't know. My internet, as I said, it's great. Spectrum, love them. Great service.
So good.
So good.
Perfect. Would recommend.
Well, let's not
Yeah.
get ahead of ourselves here. All right. I'm seeing some green again, but
Okay.
you'll probably start talking and it'll immediately fuck up again. We'll see.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, that's how it goes. All right.
But I don't know how much of that you heard when I started talking.
I have it,
But
like I said, I have it on the Wi-Fi that won't like completely disconnect me for like
mhm.
10 seconds. So most of it comes through. It'll just like pause a little bit, but
Okay.
so I heard most of it. So don't worry too
Okay.
much.
But yeah, like I said, it's like the day before we go through it with Simply and like get half of it recorded, and then the day of the challenge ends. Like as soon as it ends, I'm in call with him again, finishing the recordings, and then we send it off to the editor.
Hmm.
It's very quick.
Yeah,
We try to get them out like within like a couple days of it ending.
you gotta be the first to get it out there.
Yeah, I mean,
Speed run.
we asked Critical make sure that it was fine, and he said it was. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah. I mean, it's the whole like, who cares which like video's better? Two cakes. Let's watch them both.
Oh yeah, and plus like Critical will go way more into detail about it. Like our videos are supposed to be like that 10-15 minute range.
Yeah, like a little
That's
summary
where
of the event.
yeah, like a summary and like here's like the main things that happened and here's who won.
Yeah, summary
Uh
versus like full on documentary.
yeah, as where Critical will go through like the entire thing and go like this is this strat, this is kind of how it evolved, this is the next thing, this is how the world record was at this point.
Hmm.
So they're both very cool. I think they're both I'd recommend giving them both a watch, but you know,
Yeah, they're both
they're
pretty
very
good. I didn't realize
they're
the most recent one came out. I saw the first two
no,
from
we
both.
got the Red Guard one out pretty
Yeah,
quick. I don't know
it's
how fast
probably in
that
my
was.
watch later and it's been there and I just forgot it was in there.
Yeah, I mean, Critical is taking forever on this one too, which is unfortunate. But
Well, I'm
yeah,
sure he's a
yeah,
bit
the Red Guard
busy.
one's already a month old. Wow, May 20th.
All right, yeah. I need to
But
watch it, I
yeah,
guess. I forgot it. I forgot it existed at this point.
well there you go. That's your reminder, I guess.
Yeah, there it is.
But yeah, we're trying to get those out, but it's very interesting because I have to keep track of like everything.
Yeah, I imagine that's
It's
some work.
yeah, because I try to have the Summer Best spreadsheet, which I'm working on getting automatic with the run.gg,
Mm-hmm.
which will be really cool once I get that finalized. Um,
Love
the
that site.
strats, yeah, it's really good.
Oh
Would
yeah.
highly recommend supporting.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, then there's like the normal strat spreadsheet, which is just difficult in the sense that like I'm trying to keep it up to date as much as possible, which means I have to pay attention to the Discord as much as possible
Yeah.
and make sure I'm following up with every single strat that's found and making sure like where is this in Baran? Is it faster? How much does it save? All of that. And then there's the strat history sheet, which is also uh, paying attention to everything and every variant of it that's come out and exactly when it was found and who by. And that's a lot.
Yeah.
And fortunately for Redguard, it was super easy because beyond day 4, I think there was a total of 5 things that were found for the rest of the 2 weeks,
Hmm.
which was very weird, but
there
it made it very easy for me.
you go.
But yeah, it's a chaotic time. But Redguard, we had a lot of issues with uh, like trying to figure out what is a point we need to cut off like people with bad computers because the game it's such an old game, so it runs on a DOS emulator, and
Wow. All right.
yeah, so unfortunately it's emulation, which means you get all the emulation scuffed
Of course.
stuff. So it was, and basically we have the main thing to on the running speed was the amount of like cycles it takes, which is based off of like how many emulated CPU cycles are you emulating, basically.
Hmm.
So if you emulate more, like up to like 200,000 or something, then you'd run faster than someone who's running 150,000. Just basically the speed of the game. And we had set it to 150K. And it unfortunately seemed like everyone was running that no problem, but also could probably run 200, 225 no problem. And it was something that we failed on. We should have tested more and been prepared for it.
Mm.
But it meant that everyone was dealing with a 12 FPS, quarter second input laggy game when
Oh
they could
God.
have been running a probably like zero point 0.1 input delay and 24 FPS. And
Hmm.
yeah, so it could have been better, and we just didn't implement it. But there was lots of complaints about that throughout the challenge, and it's like, yep, we're working on it, and it just never got finished.
Well, I mean, it be that way sometimes, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, fortunately, it was still fair. It
Yeah, it
just
was.
was very not fun to run.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's the problem with like doing challenges on shitty games is they're going to be shitty to run, probably. So
Yeah, I think this one was just worse because it was emulated, and
yeah.
like certain CPUs will emulate better than others, and there's a lot more nuance to it than it's a game from 2007 that just runs like shit. You know,
Hmm.
it's very different,
Yeah.
but it still did fine. I think people still enjoyed it,
Hmm.
but those challenges they're a lot for everyone
Yeah, I
involved. I
can
think.
imagine.
Because
How,
for all the mods, it's going through all of that. But
yeah.
uh,
Yeah. How did you get like on the team for that?
it's a funny story. So for the first challenge, a muck runner, I wasn't really a moderator for it,
Hmm.
but I what happened was there was one person who was I think her name was like Oreo or something, and they were making the Muck Runner Bible, which was basically this guide that you would like follow, and it'd be like step by step what you do to like learn to run.
Hmm.
Um, and it was like a Google Doc, and it had like screenshots and everything. But I hated it.
Oh.
I hated it so much that I made a spreadsheet instead.
Oh,
And
well, fair
so
enough.
I just did not like the format of it. And so I created a spreadsheet, and then I advertised that, and then that got way more popular than their original guide.
Hmm.
So when the second challenge rolled around, I was like, hey, here's a spreadsheet of the new challenge, and I'm ready to run it. And then I was like moderated. Like I was modded basically
You're
immediately after
in.
that. They're like, yep. And they're like, all right, yep, you're here. Good luck. And I'm like, thanks.
Hell yeah.
So it basically came in because I was really upset at someone else's guide that I made my
Hmm.
own.
That's all it needs, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I was dedicated, and I guess that's what they wanted. So that's how I got into it.
So did you make the spreadsheet to like better follow it yourself to run it?
I made it for myself, but then I was like, if anyone else is going to use it, I might as well just post it,
Hmm.
Because I was trying to update it with everything. And to explain it, like their guide was more of like, okay, like there was like typed paragraphs of like what you want to do,
Mm-hmm.
rather than like videos and like a short explanation of it.
Got it.
And in my mind, like a link to a video and saying what they're doing is way better to follow,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you're like on a time sensitive learning of the speed run. So I just made the spreadsheet for that, and it worked way better, and way more people liked it.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense. Well,
So yeah, that's how I got started in that.
yeah, and now you're the part of the huge, giant $10,000 challenges in some way, at least.
Yeah, it's interesting. I get involved on that side, and then I immediately turn around and do the summary videos with Simply.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're like,
So
I don't know if he has like staff, but you're like part of his staff, if he
that is correct. I am.
did. So, well, you just help with scripts and stuff. I'm sure you do a lot
I,
more.
I mean, that's kind of what it's been right now, where I'm just working on like some of the scripts for like those videos specifically because I'm
Because you
very
know the
involved.
information.
Yeah, I'm so involved in it where I can be like, okay, there's this small piece of drama that we could throw in that's probably good.
Oh,
Here's every
drama,
version of
perfect.
this strat. Yeah, so every drama section in these videos, I'm like, hey, Simply, this is drama. Do you want to talk about it? And he's like, okay. And
Okay.
we talk about
Wow, that
drama.
was a perfect like impression.
Oh yeah, no, I got Simply down.
Fair enough.
But it's mostly that, and then it's just like some back end organizing with like the editors and stuff, like making sure like who's got what and everything's not chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Like it, so that's kind of what I do for that guy, and
Yeah.
moderate, I guess sometimes, but
Yeah.
sometimes
The, who cares about moderation? Like,
nah,
yeah.
hate that stuff.
Yeah. Especially, not to throw shade, but especially with this chat. Ooh, that's gotta be
Oh,
fun.
well, yeah, I think at this point though, it's the nice kind of big where it's big enough to not moderate,
Oh.
like
Well,
I know obviously it needs some moderation, right? But it's
yes.
big enough where right now it's in the trend type of big chat where if someone types lol w, the entire chat is lol w, and so
Yeah.
it fortunately that makes it very easy to moderate because even though there's like hundreds of people typing really quickly, it's usually the same message repeatedly. So
Yeah.
it's not too
Unbreakable,
bad to
peppy
moderate.
hands, whatever.
Yep,
Stem head.
yep, yep. Or like dolphin hyperclap when
Then hyperclap.
simply laughs.
Rage.
So, or the tomato hyperclap, that one's popular too. But,
Yep.
but yeah, that.
I guess it's nice, like
So yeah,
chat's
it needs
moving so
moderation,
fast.
but I think we're in the good medium point.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I
That's what
guess
I meant. It's like it moves so fast where if something really bad is said, it's gone
it's gone
anyway.
immediately.
That's it.
Just
It's pretty much gone anyway,
self-moderating.
but self-moderated because it goes so fast. But
Love
I
it.
still try my best to remove everyone that needs to be removed. It's normal, but
Yeah.
it's helpful if it moves that fast.
Yeah. I mean, I mod a ton of chats, but none of them are too big. So I don't know what like 4K or 4-digit viewer Andes are like. That's gotta
Yeah,
be.
he's the only one I've had to do, and I don't know if I want to do it again for anyone else.
That's
It's a
fair.
lot. It goes quite fast.
Yep.
And then people will whisper me saying like, "Hey, why was I timed out?" I'm like, "I don't know. I might be in the top of the chat list because my name's starting with A, but I'm not always here."
Yeah. Unfortunate. You gotta change your name.
It's just
Zertimus.
because of the A. ZZZ Artemis.
ZZZ. Brilliant. No one will ever
Yeah,
bug you again.
it's a perfect plan.
We're all about coming up with great plans here. That's what I've noticed.
Yeah, so
So,
the best thing I made for Simply though was he has a bot that will auto ban like the ASCII posts.
oh,
So
good.
like, so I made a bot for that, but I made it with special stipulations where he's able to shut it off, and he does every time he's on the carpet.
Yeah,
So
he
like
turns it
every
off and then it's just Among Us cock.
Yes,
Only
that is
that.
exactly it. And then, but that's the thing. We planned that out, so everyone knows that the carpet's coming, and they got their ASCIIs already. And then immediately afterward, it becomes full of clean
Yeah,
emotes.
and then yeah, the clean. What is that? The Club
But there's
Penguin
yep, the
with the
club penguin with the mop and everything. Yep, and
yeah.
everyone knows it by this point. But there's also the secret mechanism. It's not really secret, but it's like it's there. So
Mm-hmm.
there's actually it doesn't immediately ban the posters of it. There's like a four strikes you're out system. So
One
if you
extra.
post it, yeah, if you post once, you'll get a 24-hour timeout. If you post it a second time, you'll get I think it's a 2-day timeout. Post it a third time, you'll get a week timeout, and if you post it a fourth time, you're banned.
Mm-hmm.
So you can, but the fun part of it is that there is a 5% chance if you post it in this chat that it will get by and it will say the chosen one. And the bot will like come out and say like the chosen one, and then everyone. So it, it it was funny, especially when we started with it, because people were trying to be that 5% and be the chosen one. And
And
we
get
see it way
banned.
less now, but it's still funny occasionally. There's about 5% where you won't get banned, it won't add up your counter or anything. It'll just say the chosen one and it will remain in chat.
Okay, and that's the
And
ASCII
everyone will
art
be like,
bot still.
yep, and
Okay,
that's the
got
ASCII
it.
art. All right. It's
That's
pretty
funny.
funny.
That's a great system, honestly. You got it all down to a science. I respect it.
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out how to make it a little bit funny. Or it's like I was coding it in the thing, and they're like, "Hey, what if there's a 5% chance?" I'm like, "Okay, I like that."
Why not?
I don't think he'd be mad at that, and he's
No.
not. So it was pretty fun.
Yeah. Does it happen a lot where he turns it back on, but people were still spamming it, so they just keep getting timed out? It's like, whoops.
Yes,
No.
we have started to warn the mobile viewers in advance because
Yeah.
mobile has the extra land, so we start telling mobile viewers to stop early.
Mm.
But there's oftentimes where you can just sometimes you turn it off and you see like 10 people 15 people go by and immediately get timed out, and
Well,
and then they immediately are in your whispers saying I didn't know. And it's
I
like,
didn't
yeah,
mean it.
well, you're just late, you got to be prepared.
I posted my cock too late. I'm sorry. Don't ban me.
And yeah, sometimes we'll untime them out but leave the counter in, so they still get
Oh,
tagged for it.
yeah. So if you're just happen to be slow 4 times, you're banned forever.
Yep, pretty
You
much.
gotta be quick about it.
That said, even if they come out and like talk about it, then we'll probably unban them. But that
Yeah.
means they still post one more time late and they're gone.
I like it.
Yeah, it's a fun bot. Wait for some fun moments.
Yeah. I'm realizing you do a lot of behind the scenes stuff now because you also do pace.
Yeah, I feel like I'm everywhere.
Yeah.
I just happen to be there, and then we're like, really? I'm like, yep, hi.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, pace is fun. I like pace.
Yeah, pace is good. I'm sure the tech isn't as good though.
Uh, you saw how that was.
Yeah, it took an hour to set up our race. I
I know.
remember.
I'm sorry.
I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying
I
I
know it
remember
was
it.
just so bad.
It was a time. I remember the
Oh,
runner of the next. I think it was like King J came up and was like, "All right, I'm ready for my run." We're like, "We haven't even started yet, man."
yeah, he was like, "Oh, okay, that's fine." It's just still like, "I'm sorry, I'm trying my best."
I don't even know what
Just
was
have
going
situational
on. That was a
breaks.
weird glitch.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm just switching out every part that I could think about as I'm like laying there on the stage, like in despair.
Yeah.
Just,
Like, oh
yeah,
God, why?
yeah, it's kind of like that. I'm like, all right, what can I do now? What haven't I tried?
Just
Uh,
too many wires to worry about.
there's so many, and it's hard because like we try to test a lot of the things in advance, but we can't test everything.
Hmm.
So it's like we try to set up like a CRT and like the HD and like make sure we're ready for like the all of the actual like tournaments during the day, but we don't necessarily test them like at the same time, especially with all the time we are really given. Like we don't
Hmm.
have that much. So it ends up being chaos in the back end too, like getting all the layouts like properly set up and commentators, and it's a lot, but
Oh yeah.
it's fun. I'm excited. It's just exhausting.
Yeah. Well, you got a few days before you have to worry about it again.
Oh, this week's
Better
gonna be
enjoy them.
worse. It's gonna be worse than last time because on top of doing like the pace event, I don't know what hours I'm gonna be working still, but like I have a normal job and I'm gonna be working my normal job all week.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
and I was gonna try to take it off, except that my like normal job decided that it's a project week and I have a project that goes live that weekend that pace ends. So I have to work all week at pace doing the tech for whatever hours I work, and my actual job, which is like 8 to 5 or whatever.
Oh my god.
Which fortunately I can take a lot of time. Like it's not like I need to be there every single minute of that,
Hmm.
but it's more of like I need to be around and occasionally do things.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be a chaos on top of trying to like sleep and do things with people.
Holy shit.
It's gonna be a very busy week.
Do you get paid for pace tech at least?
I do, yes.
Okay. All right. Thank God. All
No, it's not just volunteer.
right. Thank God. Thank God. I was getting worried for
Yeah.
you.
No, it's fun. I probably wouldn't do it this time if it was just volunteer work,
Hmm.
but uh, I'm still doing it anyway because I enjoy it a lot. As chaotic as it is, and all the problems that come up, it's still very fun, and I find it rewarding.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely a good event last year. Uh.
Yeah, I'm hoping this one's even better, especially that we'll have the ballroom this time.
Oh
More
yeah.
room.
It was rented out because of the voting thing.
Yeah,
Ugh.
which kind of sucked, but we'll have
Bad
that entire
timing.
ballroom this time,
Oh, thank
and
God.
which is good because that means there's an extra set of bathrooms back there, so we
Mm.
don't have to go all the way out to like the horse track to go to the
Oh
bathroom.
my God. I remember
So
that.
we don't have to do that. And then also we're gonna have more TVs, and I think some people are hosting events in the main ballroom this time.
Hmm.
Like I think there's gonna be like a Mario trivia day,
Ooh,
maybe some
cool.
karaoke, some stuff like that. I know King Joe wants to do like a one like a 120 player 120 star,
Yeah, I
where each
signed up for
person does a
that.
star.
Hmm.
Yeah, I did too. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
I said I wanted to do one of like the super easy stars. So I want to do like, like the THI 100 coin star to the red star, where you literally walk off an edge. I want to do that. Or like
Perfect.
or like from the Womp's 100 star to the red coin star. I want to do that. I want to do something like super simple. I can do something more complicated, but I thought that would be funny.
Yeah, I guess I didn't think about like the 100+ red stars. Like someone has to
Yeah,
do that, and then someone just has to go over and collect
I
it.
mean, I assume that's being counted separately because he's trying to get 120 people, so
Yeah, I
they
mean,
have to be, right?
yeah.
And then
Or
people are signing up for Toad stars.
incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
amazing.
I say that if you have to do like the 100 coin plus reds, like where you get 2 stars at once, it's 2 players, one controller.
Oh my god,
Let
the
the
controller.
chaos ensue.
That's gonna take quite a while for some of them. If
Yeah.
you have someone who's like amazing at the game and someone who like has gotten 1 star in their life, and you're trying to like direct them around, especially in stages like TTM where there's so many mountain or like so many mushrooms you can fall off.
Hmm.
Like that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah. I watched most of well, not most of, but a lot of Sweetie and Callie's thing they did in their room, that like day
Oh yeah,
0 or whatever, or day 1.
yeah, that was fun. I didn't get to see much of it, but I remember like I watched them do some practice for that, and also went to Walmart with them so they could get like a Wi-Fi adapter.
Nice.
Good
Yeah.
times.
Yeah, that
But
was
yeah,
funny.
this event should be a lot better, and there's going to be a lot more people again.
Yeah, it's like double the
Uh,
size almost.
yep. So,
Because
and
last
last
year,
time,
oh, I was gonna
oh
say
yeah,
last year, like you didn't even need the ballroom. Like there were enough setups in the like little area off to the side that, that
mm,
it was never full. But yeah, now it
yeah.
sounds like it would be.
I don't think we'll necessarily need the ballroom, but I
Hmm.
think it'll still be nice to have that extra
Well,
space.
it's
And
good for the
it's not like,
events.
oh yeah, and it's not like the entire ballroom is going to be full or anything. It's still going
Hmm.
to be mostly empty in terms of like actual setups and everything. but it's definitely going to have a decent amount of setups in there as well, I believe. But
Yeah,
I
that's
guess
good.
I won't know for sure until I get there on Saturday.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'll be there on Saturday, so I'll peek in, see what
Yeah,
it's all
I mean,
looking like.
it should be mostly the same, just an extra room. That's the
Extra
plan at
room.
least.
It's the extra. How big is the extra room?
It's huge.
Okay, well,
It's it's very very big. We'll have way more space than we really need, and that's why I'm saying a lot of it will be empty.
fantastic.
Like I'm trying to figure out exactly how to describe how big it is. It's like where the main stage was with like the chairs and
Mm-hmm.
the other couple setups. Imagine that, but like 4 or 5 times as long.
Oh my.
Yeah, we have a lot of space.
Okay. Why don't you just have it in that room? Well, I guess it's not
uh,
big enough to have an audience there anyway, but.
so if we had like the event in the ballroom, I've talked about it before, but the issue is that we would have to like build a stage and have production in a stage, as
Ah,
where
okay.
where it is currently, like out in that room, we have those digital walls that are always there, so we
Mm-hmm.
get to have those for that really cool screen, so
Yeah,
for
that
the
is a cool
audience,
screen. That's
and
fair.
instead of like a projector, and we'd have to set up a projector and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, like right behind that wall is like a nice hallway for all the tech stuff that's already there.
Mm-hmm.
So if we were to move it over to the ballroom, it would be nicer for like having a bigger audience, but it would suck in terms of like having to set up a stage and maybe get a projector for like the back screen, and where are we going to put all our tech stuff? Like
Yeah,
we're
okay.
just going to be off to the side, or like so it just ends up being a lot more chaotic if we were to do that. And I'd like to, but it's a lot more work, and I don't think we're quite ready for that.
Yeah, like you definitely don't need to yet. I did like peek in like right behind that giant screen is like this perfect room for all the tech
Hmm.
shit. So yeah, that does line up pretty well.
Yeah, it'd be cool eventually to have like a lot bigger of a screen and a big audience, but I don't think the event's quite big enough for that yet anyway. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
always good to have that room to grow.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's plenty of room to grow there then with
Yes,
how big this
exactly.
room sounds.
No, it's big. I hope it's as big as I remember, but I'm
Mm,
pretty sure it is. So
yeah. I mean, how could you forget a room that big, right? I mean, if they had a
yeah.
whole voting station thing in there, it's got to be pretty good.
Oh yeah, and I mean there was some sneaking around in that room anyway. So
Oh, okay.
because voting ended before the event ended,
Mm,
so like they have some doors that go to the outside that you can walk through. So uh, we were walking through there for shortcuts
I
into
see.
the main event.
Wish
It's
I
not
thought
public
of that.
information, I suppose, but
Mm,
oh
oh well. Uh, I
well.
wish I thought of that. I mean, the way from the hotel to the place is already sketchy. What's
Yeah,
what's one more?
eventually I think it's just gonna get cut off, and I don't know when,
Mm,
but I don't know when. I don't know what they're doing with that space still, because
I
like
mean, it's
this
already kind of
this
cut
level.
off technically. We just don't
Oh
care.
yeah, I mean in the first pace, like 2019 or whatever, that one was fine. It
Hmm.
was still kind of sketchy, but it was still very open. As where
Like
last
there
pace,
wasn't
it
a
was like, oh,
fence blocking it.
yeah, exactly. It was super easy. It was still open.
Hmm.
And this time it's like, oh, there's a fence blocking it, and there's like construction vehicles. So I'm afraid that we've been talking about this super shortcut, and everyone's gonna have to like start Ubering.
Yeah, because it's crazy the layout that it's like
Mm-hmm.
this perfect walkway. It'll take like 5 minutes, and then
Yep.
to drive there, it takes like 10 minutes to go
It takes
all the
ten
way around.
minutes to drive.
It's wild.
Yeah. So it's either we're gonna have to Uber 10 minutes if it's closed off. It's we have to Uber 10 minutes or do an even sketchier walk, and it's
Mhm.
already not fun as it
Yeah,
is.
it's
So
already kind of. Ugh. I mean, it did
yeah.
work though.
So
Last
it
time.
oh yeah, it worked for sure. It just was annoying.
Yeah, just
Uh,
annoying. Walking on gravel, hopping a fence. The
yep,
huge.
hopping a fence, going by all these like construction vehicles that are there, and it's like
I don't think they did any work that whole week though. So
I don't think they did. So
yeah,
we'll just have to see.
yeah, I'm hopeful because I mean the venue is cool. It's just so out of the way for like normal traveling there. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
it's just so convenient, especially for like GSA, a smaller event anyway.
Hmm.
Like, it's not worth like going to like a fancier hotel and like trying to rent out like a ballroom or something for a week.
Yeah, that would be pricey.
Yeah. Plus, when it's like an actual hotel, so the rooms are actually like expensive.
Yeah, it's not just like this place with bed bugs and shit on the wall.
Yeah, not a super sketchy hotel where you have to like call to book a room or anything.
Yep, good
But it's cheap.
times. It is cheap. I can't argue with that.
That's the only positive, I guess. But you know,
You make work what you can, I guess.
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I'm again, venue's really cool though. I like how
Yeah, I like the venue a
lit up it
lot.
is.
Yeah, when they had, what is it, like they had Glitch Infinite, I believe.
Hmm.
Like GSA had some stuff there, so I got to go and check that out. And they had like the entire like ballroom like filled out with setups and like a big stage, and that was all
Hmm.
really cool. But
You
so
get to see it
I
at its
look at,
full potential.
yeah, I look at things like that and I'm like, wow, I hope one day that we get to that point. That happened at like Smash and Splash when we did that event too. That one was really fun because there's like the two gigantic rooms that they have, and we're in like the secondary room, and there's like a whole bunch of smaller stages. But
Hmm.
then you go to the main room, and it's filled. Like it was so cool. That was like the Smash and Splash where like Wizzy one popped off. That was good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not tuned to the Smash scene. I know that
I,
the
I'm I'm not
Xanadu
either,
is
but
very Smash usually.
yeah, it's owned by Smash people. I'm pretty sure.
Mm.
Like VG Boot Camp, I'm pretty sure it is. So
Oh, well, cool. Yeah.
yeah, it's super involved.
Yep. So, pace, good event, would recommend personally.
I'd
Uh,
recommend. It's only gonna go up, I believe.
I'm hoping because it's nice to have like a GDQ kind of event, but it's so much smaller. So, like, at GDQs, these cliques form and they usually like stay together, but they're like, at last time, I just hung out with like all these people I met for the first time the whole week. It was
Yeah,
so different.
I've noticed, and it's very unfortunate, but I've slowly enjoyed GDQ less and less over time,
Yeah, I
and it's
enjoyed it a
it's
lot more
sad.
this time actually, just because I found more things to do finally,
Mhm.
and I
Yeah,
know a
this
lot
time
more
was
people now. But yeah.
yeah. I think this time it was just it's very stressful for me because I was still mid move. Like all of my
Mm.
stuff was packed in my car, and I had to drive afterward, and I already drove like a whole bunch to get there. So there's like that stress, and then like I kept having plans fall through with someone, which was unfortunate, and so it like kept wasting time like waiting for that plan to happen, and then it didn't happen, and then I'm like, okay, I wasted hours like waiting and setting up or whatever. So I think that event just was more unfortunate than usual,
Yeah,
but every pace I've been to has been very fun because it's a lot, like you said, it's a lot smaller.
yeah, all two
And
of them.
yeah, well, yeah. I mean, Glitch was similar in terms of
Yeah, I
speedrunners,
guess, but it's not
but like
pace. Like,
that's true. But at least like the first pace was very fun because it was so few people. Where like everyone was like you just walk up to anyone, you immediately start talking, you hang out, you go get lunch, whatever.
hmm.
It's not like GDQ where it's these gigantic groups are already formed and
Hmm.
you're like missing out.
Yeah,
Like there's going to be a lot of Mario 64 people at pace, but it's there's going to be so many of them that it will there's going to be overlap with everyone,
oh
I
yeah,
think.
the Mario One
So
invasion is happening.
I'm excited for it. I get to see a lot of Mario
Because
1 runners. So
yeah, I mean, last pace it was literally just me. It's kind
yeah.
of funny. Just like, hey, what up? Mario One, right?
Yeah, I mean, Mario 1's great, but
Yeah.
if you're the only one then it's like
It's like, oh,
less exciting.
eh. I
But
enjoyed myself.
that's good. So we're getting all Mario 1. We're getting like the Lego Star Wars people in as
Oh, I'm
well.
so excited for the other LTAs too.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, I more and more loved the lifetime attack format, especially seeing it in person. Especially
Hmm.
the Mario 64 once that last day was so fucking hype. in like the
Oh yeah,
crowd there.
it's so cool. I enjoyed it. I want to do. I wish I could do some more commentary for that stuff because it's really fun.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the
But
full on
even
pace.
just like watching it, it's cool to see everyone like on pace and like how they're rotating out, like what strats they're deciding to do, and all it's really fun.
Yeah, and when it's coming down to the wire, like, ooh, gotta make
Yep,
it
is this
count
it?
now. Yeah.
Who's all gonna finish their runs? Like seeing like cheese pop off on stage for like that one run.
Yeah,
Like
where you just like
yeah,
mid
is yelling.
138, just oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah.
We need more of
Definitely
them.
a thrilling experience.
Yeah,
Because I mean at GDQ you definitely get that, but there's something about the competitive format that makes it more engaging a little bit. At least being there in
well,
person especially.
yeah. GDQ I feel like never hit that for me. Where it's fun, it's cool to see like for runs alive, but it's so much less engaging. I think
Yeah,
for a
I
lot of them.
I get that. It depends on the what's being run. Like they have, the Mario Maker races; those can be a bit engaging. If you're like
Yeah,
really into a certain run, it'll be engaging. But they don't usually
yeah,
have like
I agree
tournament
with that.
stuff, and then it's like, yeah, I understand. I'm just going there to like enjoy myself, not to be like, oh shit, what's gonna happen?
Yeah, I feel like that's why it surprises me how many people go to GDQ and then like only sit in the stream room like all day. Because
Yeah,
in my
I
mind,
know
it's
no
like
one that does that.
I don't. Yeah, I think about that. I'm like, how are you enjoying this? Like, I get that. Like, you get to see you're in the crowd. You get the hype from that.
Yeah. Oh,
I get
getting a little
it,
bit of buffer.
but you you're missing out on so much.
Yeah. 1 second, make sure the buffer calms down a little
Hmm?
bit. I'm getting a little bit of buffer again. Spectrum, love them.
Classic.
Classic. Yeah. Actually, this past GDQ is the one I've spent the most time in the stream room in. I probably saw like 10 runs, and I never do that.
Yeah, that's
There's just so
well.
many. I was like, oh, I want to see the Castlevania, the Bloodline, or whatever that game was called, but it was good. Uh,
Mm,
the Clone Hero, the Mario Maker, Grand Pooh Bear's runs. So there was the
yeah, I for me, it's always just like I want to see
Odyssey,
them,
Ratatouille. There was so
but
much.
I think for me, it's just I want to see them. But for me, if it's not like a friend running, then
Hmm.
I like don't care enough because I could just always watch it when I get home, like on YouTube
Yeah,
or
that's
whatever.
true. Most of the
And it's
runs I
like,
watched were friends running, so
yeah, and that makes more sense because if I was watching like I'd watch like friends runs and stuff like that. But like if there was like a run I really wanted to watch, I'd maybe like catch a little bit. Like if I'm at a party, maybe I'll throw it up on like the hotel TV.
yeah,
But
yeah,
besides that, I would just watch it when I get home because otherwise, I feel like I'm missing out on all the time of just like hanging out with friends and stuff, you know.
yeah.
And that's kind of how I always thought of it. Like I'm not going to be at an event with all my friends necessarily right away anyway. Like
Hmm.
not quite a while, so might as well take full advantage of it.
Yeah. I guess there is the added benefit that at least I did that if I did see a run and I didn't really know the people doing it, I like
Mm.
after the run I like hung around and then tried talking to them afterwards because I was
Oh
like,
yeah,
oh,
talk, see how
yeah,
it's going.
so I got to talk to Clone Hero people for like half an hour. It was cool.
Nice.
Mingled with the
Yeah.
Mario Maker people a little bit. Although I knew a few of them already anyway, but there were some new
Mm.
faces I didn't really meet yet. So there is that aspect that's good. But yeah,
That's
most of the
true.
runs were friends running, so I can't argue with that.
I, I feel like even in that aspect, personally, I would like I get like maybe talk to them like after it, but I feel like it's way more exciting for me if I would like come up to them like in the practice room and be like, hey, like, oh, I'm excited for your run later, and be like, thanks, and start talking there rather than like right after their run, you know, and like you get
Yeah,
to see all of the runs being practiced, and that's kind of how I think about it. But
yeah, I hung around the
there's
practice room
multiple
plenty
ways to
too,
do it.
watching
Yeah,
people before their runs, so I definitely feel that way. Oops, some buffer.
yeah, you get to
Spectrum,
do all sorts of
spectrum.
things, but
Yeah,
spectrum.
spectrum, let's go. Never working. Dropping 3,000 frames. We're killing it. It's
It's doing amazing.
so it's better than it's been. I've dropped like 100,000 in 10 minutes before, so or
It's
something
like
like that.
all
Yeah, yeah, it said like 92%. So
of them.
yes, literally almost all of them.
Ah, yeah, that's good.
We love it here. I love
Oh
complaining
yeah.
about it every podcast episode. It's becoming a running theme here.
It's a staple of the podcast.
Yeah, the shitty internet. Gotta have it. It's not a Sunday Speedrunner Spotlight without it, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, there's
where were we?
always lots to do. Just
Yeah,
GDQ has so much to do.
yeah,
There's
the
so many people
arcade,
nowadays.
the
Yeah.
what? They have tournament room, they have a board game room. I've never even been in there.
Yeah, there's so many rooms. This one felt really big. There's so many rooms that I felt like were not being used at all.
Yeah, it finally felt like GDQ again because last year was so not GDQ.
Yeah, I agree. This one was finally picking up, but then all the rooms are empty, which is weird, but I think it's getting used to the space again.
The arcade was packed at all times, so at least they had
Oh
that
yeah,
going. I'm
it
sure the
just
board
took a
game room
bit
was pretty
for
big.
it was. I walked past it a few times,
Hmm.
but the arcade, I didn't feel like there was as many arcade machines this time as there usually was. Maybe it was again the room
That's
size.
crazy to me because I thought there were a ton of arcade machines in there.
There was a lot in there, but I guess I'm used to like the pre-pandemic uh,
Hmm.
like arcade rooms, and they're like packed,
Yeah, I guess they
like
were.
with
I was
machines
trying to
and
remember.
people. So
I only remember HDQ 2020, I think.
okay,
God,
I'm trying to
I don't know.
remember that one. But
I
there's like some of them like were very like, especially with like a good like some of the arcade machines, like a good Bishibashi machine, like you'd have
Oh
like a
yeah, that
line
was
of
the game
people.
everyone talked about in 2020.
Hmm.
That's what it was. Okay.
Yeah, you get a line of people, like you get groups of three people who are like waiting in line to play it, and it was so good.
Yeah. I just remember
And this
HDQ
time they had
2020
like
had
a worse version.
the button
Oh
that
yeah,
yeah, with the counter. Just for some reason, there it is.
yep, it worked well.
Yeah, you push the button and the number went up. It worked.
It did exactly as advertised, and everyone loved it.
Yeah. Don't know why, but yeah, it
But
was
they
a
did.
big
So
hit. Push button, number go big. Haha.
people like that.
Yeah. I guess
But
people like
yeah,
clicker games, so I can't be too
that's true.
surprised.
Yeah, and this GDQ was fun too. I get to see like Dan had his Amiga set up. He
Oh
was doing a whole
yeah,
bunch of
the
like the
Amiga.
demos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was fun
Yep.
because I we'd been talking about it for a long time. Where like he's super into Amiga, and he got me into speedrunning an Amiga game a couple years ago.
Hmm.
And so I bought a physical copy of it a while ago, and it seems to be the only one that exists. Apparently, that's
Oh,
not
well.
true, but like neither of us have seen any listing for this game ever besides the one I bought.
Hmm.
So we finally got to plug it into the Amiga and play it, and it was fun. It was just funny
Was it
playing the
that like
game.
little troll game I saw?
No, that one
Oh,
was
okay.
fun. I liked that. I want to play it again, but it was the Yogi's Great Escape game.
Oh, the Yogi game.
Yeah, got into Yogi because of that guy, and it was just cool to see it like actually being run on the Amiga,
Yep.
and it's a cool little machine, especially with all the demos he was showing off. Seeing like the technical like peak of the machine.
Yeah, the demos looked really cool. The visual shit it would
Mm-hmm.
plaster onto the screen. Yeah, he
Yeah,
taught
for
me
being
some. Well, not taught me. He showed me some like Yoshi's Story stuff.
oh nice. Yeah, I need to de-rest that in the next week because I have a showcase that pays for it. I'm not
Oh, you
ready.
run that?
Oh yeah, that's how I met Dan.
Oh, well, okay, fair enough. Makes
I met
sense.
Dan in like 20, just before DDLC came out. It's like 2017.
Right before the incident, we'll say.
Yes, yeah, right before he became really popular.
Very popular.
uh, yeah, so I met him right there or then and played Yoshi's Story, and I'm top level Yoshi's Story. I'm just not playing it right now, but
Well,
the I mean, it's active right now. We have the biggest community activity we've ever had. So
cool. Well, it was a unique looking game. I'll say that. I mean, the mechanics
Yeah,
pretty interesting actually. A lot more
they
went
are
into it than I
cool.
thought there was. So
No, I think that's the issue is that people look at it and are like, oh, okay, yeah, it's an easy game, and it's like, nah,
easy game.
there's a lot more to it than just eating fruit. Even though it's like the main mechanic, there's a lot more movement skill that's in the
Yeah.
game.
Eating fruit easy. Eating fruit fast. Now
That's
let's talk
really
about.
hard. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's a very fun game. I wish more people would play it, but it's hard to convince people.
I'll play it someday. I don't think I'll run it someday, but I'll play it someday
That's fair.
because
Yeah.
I feel like I have
So
to play any platformer that has Mario characters in it. Just
it's
like
a
an
pretty short one.
obligation.
To
Yeah,
play it casually, you can probably like start the first level and then beat the last level, like all 6 levels in probably like an hour. So
all
I mean,
six
there's
of them.
24 levels, but
Okay.
per like you have to play through the game 4 times to play every level
Hmm.
because there's like the super happy hearts or whatever, and you collect those. And if you collect like 3 of them, you'll unlock all 3 of the extra stages in
Hmm.
the next chapter. So no matter what, you can't play every stage in every playthrough, but I guess it's replayability, I guess.
Interesting. Yeah,
But
I think he was saying like the game's kind of unfinished.
yeah, it very much feels like that.
Okay.
But it's fun. I still enjoy it, and I, I don't know. It's just fun to see new players at the game because there's so few of them over the years. That's why like right now it's such an interesting time where there's actually multiple runners playing at once. It's not just Dan and I.
There you go.
So that's cool.
Was it
So
literally just you two?
yeah, it was basically like us with like maybe 1 or 2 other people occasionally. Uh, and then Dan's playing it right now, and then now we have like probably 7 runners that are kind of like actively playing, which is still pretty small, but that's huge for Yoshi.
Yeah. Yeah, it
We're
sounds like a lot.
booming.
Booming.
So yeah, I'm hopefully one day we'll all get like we'll somehow get a Yoshi story meetup, but I don't know how that'll happen because like Dan and I is 2. Dan recently ran into someone else who ran Yoshi's story just locally, so that was cool.
Just
And then
locally.
yeah, they happened to live in the same area, and they both went to the same like convention. Uh,
Oh, my headphone's dying. Keep talking.
and then I think at pace we're gonna get one Yoshi story runner there besides me, so there'll be a small meetup there as well. And I think that's it. So biggest Yoshi story meetup has only been like 2 people. So
Well, yeah.
one day we'll evolve past 2.
Epic. All right, save the headphones. We're
But
good.
yeah,
Just had to plug them in.
excellent. They're
They're
back.
they're back. They're wireless. I guess I just forgot to charge them. Oh well. So,
Uh, oh
you
well,
just
maybe
give it a
works.
nice plug in and then it works. It's good.
Everything's good.
Everything's
That's the
good.
issue with wireless though. You have to like charge them and shit.
Yeah.
It's like
I mean, I still prefer it. I like having the mobility. Like,
that's fair. I get it. I like the idea, except that like I know that I wouldn't charge them necessarily,
yeah,
and like
I just charge them all the time, just in case.
that's probably the way to do it.
Yeah, I just forgot this time, but it's fine because I just easily plug it in right here and it works. So who
Yeah,
cares?
it's that easy.
It's that easy. Anyway, so we've talked about 64 Galaxy and now Yoshi Story. Is there any other huge speed games that you've done?
There's a few. Let me pull up my. Oh, I'm decent at Mario Party.
Mario Party. Ooh.
Yes. So there's a few. There, like I was trying to do some original Mario Party 1 minigame island stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I have a decent time. I don't think I submitted it ever, but I played it enough to write a guide for it. So I co-authored
Noticing a
the guide.
trend of
Uh,
guides.
it's accidental, I swear.
Mm.
I co-authored that guide with Gerby's, one of the other top runners of
Mm-hmm.
the game. So we worked together to make that, and so that was fun. I'm decent at that. There's Mario Party 8.
The Wii one.
there,
That's the one I'm used to.
yeah. So I'm not like I'm good at mini games more specifically. So for that one, they had the test for the best minigame mode, which is like 10 mini games, and you just have to like do your best basically. And it has like a hot air balloon that raises up after, depending on how well you did.
Yep, I remember
And so,
barely,
yeah,
but
so
I
the
do.
test for the best speed run is you have to get through all 10 as fast as possible, including the hot air balloon. So for some of them, you just sit there and get 0 points because making a hot air balloon raise wastes time. So
Hmm.
uh, I got really good at all the mini games, and I got world record by 19 seconds.
Damn.
And it can only be optimized by like 10 or 11 more seconds total.
Hmm.
And but there's one mini game. It's I forgot what it's called. It's Rotation Station is what it's called, and it's this one where like you have to climb up to the top of the tower and you rotate the camera view by like flipping your Wii remote,
Hmm.
and it's usually like a versus minigame, like one person, 1v1, and the record is 13.60, which was gotten in like 2007,
Jesus.
and I have 13.61,
Hmm.
and I am very upset at that, and I want to get that record because it'd be really cool to get a world record that's that old,
Yeah.
but it's hard. Yeah, it's just really hard. So put like 13 hours into one mini game, and I still don't have a record.
Hmm.
And then I think there's like a Mario Party 6 one. I think it's like I forgot what it's called. Some cloud something or other. And I've tied world record on that. And then I'm like 0.03 off of a different record in Mario Party 6 for a different minigame.
Yeah. Okay. So these are like minigame ILs, kind of.
Yeah, just because I thought they were more interesting. Because like if you try to do actual Mario Party runs with like all the boards and stuff, it's a
That's just
lot more
RNG
fun.
fest. Well, I mean, there's
Yeah,
like you said, the Mario Party minigame island or whatever it is.
that's a lot of luck though.
Yeah, yeah, it is RNG, but that's just minigames at the end of the
Yes,
day.
and that's why I like that one. Like there's some luck, but there's definitely a good amount of skill in it. It was
Hmm.
fun to run, and I'd
Yeah.
like to get back into it, but
How
it's
much how
still
much
work.
RNG is in the Mario Party 8 test for the best thing? Is it the same 10 minigames every time?
Yeah, it's the same
Oh,
10,
okay.
which is very
Mm,
fortunate.
that helps.
The main part of RNG with that is the order the mini games come in,
Mm.
because like I said, it ends after all the hot air balloon time as well. But the time ends after you finish the 10th minigame. So if the fastest way to beat a minigame is to get a super high score in it, then you want it to be last
Mm.
because then you don't have to deal with all the hot air balloon afterward.
So
So it's
1 in
mostly just
10
in order. Yeah,
essentially.
actually it's like a little bit better than that. It's like a 1 in 3
Oh, well
because I
that's
think there's like three of
significantly
them or
better.
something. It's still like completely random. You could be playing perfectly, and then your ninth mini game is that one that you were hoping was last, and it's like
It's like,
okay, now I'm
well,
losing
shit.
like 7 seconds, and your run's dead.
Rip.
And then there's that I don't know if I describe it, maybe you'll get it. Like there's another dual mini game where it's like there's like a pink jar and a green jar, and these balls drop, and you have to drop them into the correct jar to like
Okay.
get points for it. And the optimal way to do that is to perfectly do it in reverse. So you drop every green ball in the pink one and every pink ball in the green one. And it's really hard to do. But if you can do that, you save an extra like 4 seconds. So
Time saved.
if you do that and then get perfect RNG, then you can get a really good record.
Yeah. Just get good RNG,
But
forehead. It's easy.
it's yeah. So I'm okay at that. And then other speedruns, I like We Play. We Play. I'm a big
Oh, I love Wii Play.
so this is another background. I do background stuff. I am the one that created the current all metal, like all the current metal categories.
Mm.
Like there's the all golds, all platinums, all bronze, um, and like the new game and new game plus. There's a forum post on speedrun.com that you can look at on the We Play, like the game board, and you can see where it's a post by Bread Ghost, and he mentions me because it was Red Ghost and I, we decided like, hey, let's make some new categories for this game. How about these ones? And that's what everyone runs today for We Play.
Fair
Uh,
enough.
so I'm good at that game. I would like to get even better because it's a really fun game trying to get all the golds and stuff, or all whatever medal you're going for. There's definitely some RNG, but it's very fun. Like
Yeah,
doing like find me fast and tanks and
Miami
like
Tank.
pose me.
I
Like
remember Glow
those ones are
Hockey
all fun.
too. Although
Yep.
there's like some fishing game. I'm sure that's not great for it.
So fishing is weird because it's kind of luck, but there's definitely a lot of skill.
Mm.
You have to know which fish to get to like hit the exact amounts of like points you need. But then you can also get like screwed over if like the small fry comes in and makes you -50, or
Mm.
just decides to grab you, and so now you have to restart like getting a fish. So you can definitely lose a lot of time there, and like the more fish you grab, the more of it will scroll at the end and pause the timer. So
I
it's
see.
not good, but
Yeah,
whatever.
it's just a speed run. Normal
It's
speed run
just a speed
things.
run. Yeah, but that's fun. And then I guess the only other like main ones, because like there's lots of small ones like I've played occasionally, like some Mario hacks.
Mm.
Like there's Kaizo Galaxy, Mario Star Road. I played a Mario Bros. Wii hack, some other Mario 64 hacks. The only other one that I'm actually like pretty good at is it's My Little Pony: A Maritime Bay Adventure.
Uh-oh.
It's a game for the PC that came out last year.
Well, I got no comment on that.
Yeah, it's just I saw it on Twitter the day it came out, and I'm like, that looks dumb. So I bought it and played it, and yep, it's dumb. It's not very good, but I had record in it at one point, and we've had some pretty big sequence breaks. So it went from
Well,
like a 30-minute run to like I think it's like just under 10 minutes now. So we had some fun optimizations with it, but it's a dumb game.
yeah. I love the, wow, that looks dumb. Let's run it. That's good
Yeah, that's kind of
mindset.
I've picked a couple games based off of that where it's just like, yeah, it looks dumb. That sounds perfect for me. So
Really speaks to me.
yeah, that's exactly how it's supposed to be.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's just like last month I decided to play Club Penguin again. So I played like that little thin ice mini game, and I'm one frame off of record in that. So that's fun.
I thought Club
Love
Penguin
these.
died.
So yes, the main Club Penguin died quite a while ago. But there's a whole bunch of servers that are still being run for Club Penguin. So if you really wanted to, you can still go play Club Penguin. But for
Oh, great.
some of the mini games, there's like actual files that people have like ripped from initial Club Penguin and like made into their own files you can play like offline. So and Thin Ice has one of them, and it has like a inbuilt timer that someone modded in,
Hmm.
so you can see exactly how fast you've done it. And I'm one frame off record for that, and that made me sad.
No.
But it only took me an hour to get that, so
Hmm.
but it was fun.
Yeah, sounds like a great time. Some Club Penguin.
It could be worse.
It could be. Well, you got to do band percent, right?
I mean, that's harder to do nowadays because some of the fan servers don't care what you say.
Oh, great.
Well, not all of them,
Okay.
but some of them are definitely not moderated as much as the initial one.
Hmm.
So you can definitely like swear on some of the servers, which is funny.
Hell yeah.
So so ban percent might vary on what server you're playing on.
Hmm. I see. I just remember that being the big old meme a few years back.
Well, yeah, it's still dumb though because you make an account and then you just type in one word and you're gone.
Yeah,
An amazing
join.
speed run.
Fuck, you're gone. It's the
Say, oh,
perfect speed run.
speed run where you make a penguin say fuck in record time.
Wow, you just came up with a perfect YouTube video.
I'm preparing.
Yeah, start the script now before someone steals it.
Oh, that's a perfect TikTok. Well, back to the beginning. We're start on TikTok.
Oh my god. I'm pretty sure that TikTok exists, though.
I'm sure it does, but you make it again a couple months later, everyone will forget.
Oh yeah. Attention spans don't like exist there. That's why you see Subway Surfers in the corner and like
Yeah,
soap cutting videos. So they've forgotten like 5 seconds after watching it.
exactly. So if you just make it like 1 month after the initial one, they'll be like, "Oh wow, this is funny.
Lamau,
I've never seen this
yes.
before."
So many good
So
ideas today.
I feel like that's just one of the popular YouTube things in general, where I've seen where they make a video, and then like I swear I've seen this video, and then I click on their channel, and like every week they upload nearly the same video,
Yep.
just again, and it's like, huh, and they get like millions of views. And what are you? How am I not doing this?
It's the
Why are
easy
you doing
way.
this? But if it
That's
works, why am I not doing it? It's just funny. It's like how they get like text to speech bots reading like "Am I the asshole?" on Reddit,
hmm.
playing Minecraft parkour in the background, and get
And
millions of
Subway
views.
Surfers soap cutting.
Yep, Subway Surfers and some
Yep.
soap cutting in the corner. It's I don't know. Content nowadays is not good.
Yeah. Again, this is why I'm not on TikTok. I don't think I
you
could do it.
you just make content catered for that.
I don't want to be that
That's
person.
okay. That's fair.
I don't want
I
to
was
do like an IL speed run, but then have to put Subway Surfers in the corner. That would like ruin my integrity.
that's okay. That's fair. I see. I had this brilliant idea because I love Fall Guys.
Oh my god,
So
I love Fall Guys.
yeah, so I need to do these Fall Guys challenges where I'm like, can I beat Fall Guys? Well, with like in the grabbing pose the entire time,
In the
and then just
grabbing
have
pose.
like, well, yeah, where like your arms are
No,
out,
yeah,
ready
I
to grab.
know.
And so
I
it's
was
like,
just thinking about it. Like, oh
yeah,
yeah.
so I want to do like short challenges like that where every round is like 10 seconds, and I like cut it up and do funny reactions. So then it's just like, okay, yep, that was like a 30-second TikTok, and I was just doing one challenge, and I could
I've
do
I've done
infinite if I
the
would
no
like, depending on
jumping,
how many.
just dive.
No, ooh, I need to try that. I haven't actually like tried any of these challenges.
hmm
Just thought about them.
Yeah, I mean, when I say I've tried it, I mean like I've just tried it in my spare time. I didn't plan to do
Yeah, yeah.
anything with it, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but I still haven't even bothered like doing anything like that. I've had the ideas, but I'm just like, I kind of want to try to win now.
Yeah. I haven't played that game in a while, but when it first came out, I mean, I was going hard at it.
Oh
I
yeah,
have like 300 crowns, like I'm
oh
doing all
yeah. I
right.
think right now I have like 540. I think
hmm
something like
Yeah.
that. Not amazing, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah, I got into a group of some of the bigger streamers that were doing it. I got into a Fall
Oh
Mania,
nice.
that Pooh Bear thing.
Oh nice. Yeah, I was
But it was because he asked Cosmic to be in it, and it was the tag team. So Cosmic's just like, "Hey, you're good.
okay.
Want to play?" I was like, "Yes."
Yeah, I've been in a few Fall Guys tournaments. We've done well every time. Like I think there was one. It's like some Stardew YouTuber that's done two of them,
hmm
and I was in both of those, and that was cool.
Yeah.
And then I was in Ludwig's tournament when he did a Fall Guys tournament of
Oh,
Simply.
cool.
So
Oh,
it was
okay.
Simply, Punkay, D whatever, and I.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I think we got second place. That was just before last GDQ.
Hell yeah. You get money for that, right?
I got it was like either 1,500 or 2,000. I don't
Holy
remember which.
shit. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if
Fun.
there's ever another tournament, tell people to let me in. I want free money.
Well, I want free money too. I need to get in first.
Well, I'm just
But
saying, like, you
yeah,
get
no,
in, and then you get
you're on
me
the
in, and
list for
then
sure.
yeah,
It's just I need to somehow get in, and
yes, exactly.
it's been
We
a
can
while since
we
any
can
of
work
those.
together to make it. No.
Yeah.
But God, so yeah, I was in the Fall Mania. I
Mm.
made it to like the quarterfinals in the tag team thing.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
we got beat by Jason Dolly, or the Disney Channel star.
Oh, okay.
Very sad.
That's interesting.
I by Hatching Pete, the guy from Coring the House himself. He
Oh.
beat me in cosplay. Unfortunate, but God, I'm trying to remember all the
That's a
tournament.
crazy setup.
Yeah, and that was the tournament where it was all or nothing. So
Oh,
All of
okay.
the Fall Manias were like 5,000 or 0, so you don't win, you get nothing. So I
Yeah,
did get
I
like
know
a
for.
bunch of Red Bull though, like 48 cans of Red Bull for free.
Oh,
So
that's cool though.
there you go.
That's it's not money, but like it's still something, which is cool to win
It's
anything.
something. Yeah, I'll take it. I'm not complaining. I brought him to a party. People made like Jaeger bombs out of them. Worked out.
Nice,
There you go.
perfect.
Yeah.
You just got to win more to make more of
Yeah.
that.
Well, again, haven't touched that game in a while, but I know I was
I
in a couple. Dangers had a tournament, Fallapalooza, I believe it was called. I was in a couple of
I
those.
remember hearing about that.
Um, and then there was some other one. Uh, I forget what happened. It was like a team of four that always entered these, except one of them couldn't make it, so they asked me. I think it was Dangers,
Hmm.
Fur, and Philly, and then me. So maybe it's like, yeah, I don't remember. But I
Yeah,
completely forgot what that tournament was. But we were like doing super well. I like didn't qualify in a tag team because shoutouts to fucking tag team. Fuck that game or
yeah.
tail tag, whatever it's called.
Telltale.
That
Yeah, I knew what you're talking about.
that
Yeah.
one. Fuck that one. But we ended up losing by like one game because
Uh,
it was like how many crowns you get, and we were like one crown short or something. And part of it was because we like lost this team game, like RNG essentially, because some
yeah,
games be like that. So good
yeah,
stuff. Love that.
yeah. What was like the season when you were last playing then? The game's changed a
Oh,
lot.
season.
Like,
Uh, I didn't play much of. I like played almost daily up until season 5. I played a little bit when season 6 was out, and then I got a
okay.
little bit back into it when they redid it, like so season 1
Like,
again, whatever that was.
uh,
Um, oh,
free to play. Yeah, yeah. Oh,
oh,
yep.
yeah,
There we go.
OBS went
Maybe.
red. All right, there we go.
Beautiful.
So I came back when they revamped the free thing, and then I didn't play the last couple seasons. I just stopped playing.
Okay, because we're on free to play season 4 now.
I didn't even know it was on 4 already. Oh wait, no, because they have the custom stuff now. That's right.
Yeah, we're on the custom stuff, which is really cool. There's a lot more custom rounds, and really, if you want to grind crowns now, it's way easier. So some of the custom rounds are really short, and they only let 4 people in, and they can all qualify, and it's just like a 1 round game. So you can get like a squad of 4 people who are all really good, and finish the round in like 20-25 seconds, depending on like how skilled you are,
Hmm.
and then all of you will get a full crown, and you can
All right,
just constantly queue up for these.
nice. Well,
I haven't done it yet, but I want to just to get my crowns up and get all of the special things with crowns.
I'd like to mention I got Infallible in January of 2021.
Ooh, I don't
So
know when I got it.
that was before the team games thing. So that was 5 wins back to back. I got it legit, and
I've done both.
I need
I've
to
definitely
brag about
gotten it.
that.
I've definitely gotten it solo, but I don't know if when I first got it, it was solo or not.
Yeah,
And of course, Steam is like crashing. Basically,
as it
really cool. Thank
does.
you, Steam.
Yeah,
I'll pull it up over here over time, but I'll figure it out.
yeah. But yeah, it was definitely
But
January
yeah,
2021 specifically. I remember it. I was like, I think I was preparing for some tournament, and I was like waiting for my teammate to show up. So I was doing some games, and I just happened to get 5 in a row. And I was like, yes,
yeah, that's
finally.
awesome. I know. I know. I was really trying hard when the game came out. I was like, okay, if Fall Guys is going to be one of those like pro esport games, I need to be here.
Yep,
And so it took me. I spent way too much time right at the beginning, and then nothing happened with it. And I was like, oh, okay,
yep, same. I mean, I was in the tournaments, and that's cool and all, but like,
yeah,
I didn't make any money from it. So does it really count?
yeah. I mean, okay, I got mine in August 11th, 2022.
Mm,
So my first one was definitely teams, but I know I've done it solo before
yeah.
because like Punke and I we would play for hours and hours, and we would do solos and stuff as well. So
Cosmic and I were really into it, like a couple years ago, and then I started playing with like there's like this Discord full of some other top streamers that used to
Mm,
all play a bunch. So I played with them
yeah,
quite a bit, and then yeah, everyone it just fell off. So rip.
yeah. Nowadays, I play with some friends, and then we're pretty good. We're around the same level,
Hmm.
and then I play with Punkay as well,
Yeah,
because he's still really into it. So
yeah. I'd love
I'll
to
play
get
with
back
him
into it.
sometimes.
The thing I think that took me away from it is I heard they started vaulting games. Like they took
Yep.
games out of the rotation, and that I don't like because they said they never do that. So that kind of pisses
Yeah,
me off.
they definitely are doing that. It's annoying
Hmm.
because it's very clear that their rotation of games changes every day,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's very clear, at least especially in squads, which is
Hmm.
generally what I end up playing because I play with like a group of people, and it's very clear that like okay, these games are what's playing today. So
Yeah.
like if like that one Rhino game is
The
there,
bouncy
that's it.
lily rhino game. Yep, yep.
Yep. Like
So
if that's
much
there,
fun was had there.
you'll play it like almost every game, and it
Yeah,
sucks. If
that's dumb.
like yeah, so there's way less variety if you play every day or like play all day for a day,
Mm,
but like you play the next day and then it's a new set of games.
all right.
But
Well, yeah.
and
As long
it's not
as
like it's
there's
the
still
same
a
exact
way
games. There's
to
there's
play
still a
everything.
very yeah, you can still there's probably a way to get everything. But like
Yeah.
I've noticed that in squads that it's like the same few.
Hmm.
But I know in like duos and solos and like even solos now has some of the custom rounds in it too, so you can get
Interesting.
bigger variety there too.
All right.
So it's it's not amazing, but it's way better than like season one of original Fall Guys,
Hmm.
where it was like the same 6 games every time.
Yeah, there were only like 20 games, and they all looked the same.
Yes.
Hey, I
Yeah.
remember it well though. I
No,
was
those ones are the classics.
I remember when season 2 came out, they had like 4 more games, and I was just like, oh my god, more content.
I know, but it was
Finally.
season two, which was bad. Season two was bad. They
Was it?
added another egg game,
Yeah.
and they
Oh,
added the wall climbing game, and
yeah. Yeah.
season two was not good.
Well, it had
I was
the
happy
hoop.
for more
It had
games
the
though.
hoop. The hoop game was good.
Yeah, I like the hoops.
And I
Like
actually really liked the race game they added because you could like jump down all the slopes in funny ways. And they would
yeah,
add
yeah,
like the Yeetus thing and oh yeah. Good game.
yeah.
Um
It took a while, but especially after season three, then it got way better.
it did. But
Where we got
yeah,
like all
I
the
I
snow
do
games.
remember Egg Siege because I called it Egg Sage.
Yep.
Yep. Not
Everyone
a
was really sad when you got
Although
it.
I remember when we found that you could like dive up in this very particular way from the ground and give an egg to a teammate up above, and it made winning
Ah, nice.
free. It was free. So I
Yeah,
do remember that.
I remember I do a similar thing right now in the basketball mini game they have.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
with like those zero gravity kind of things at the end.
yep, the zero gravity is at the
Well, not
end.
zero, but like low.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
what you mean.
Okay.
Uh, if you dive, so like there's like the little rainbow bridges from the
Mm-hmm.
middle to like that one side. If you
Oh
dive with a ball like right at the peak of it, you will almost always get like into the first basket if it's rotated properly.
yeah, I've
So
heard of that.
you can just go back and forth, just getting like a whole bunch of points, and no one can stop you really because it's such a short distance.
They patched this. Well, there's a bunch of glitches they patched that I remember. Like you, there was I'm trying to remember the game. It's like I think it has like little windmills. It was from season 1, where it had like a bunch of the spinning things and fans, like
Oh,
windmill
okay,
things.
yeah.
But at the very beginning, you could like get hit up and over an invisible wall, and then if you died, it would spawn you at the checkpoint at the end of
Oh,
the at the end of the
yeah.
level.
That was. I think it's called like the whirly gig, and like
Yes,
there's a
yes,
big
that's it.
fan, and you get yeeted over it, and then you get the checkpoint at the end somehow.
They patched it, but I remember being
Yep.
able to do that. I remember you could get out. There was like this invisible wall you could grab in the final where you have a tail. So like the
Oh,
winner,
yep.
and you could climb and get out of bounds, and then no one knew how to do it, so you just win for free. Loved that.
Yep. There was
And
also like the jump showdown one, like the final, where you could jump onto like the middle, so you would never die.
mm,
That was fun. That was hard to do though, because it was
yeah,
like you had to get hit in the proper way to land on the top one, then
got
you
it.
could walk to the middle.
Yeah, I won all my jump showdowns the right way by running out the clock for 5 minutes, of
Yeah,
course.
that's how we got so far in the tournament for Ludwig's tournament. There was one game where we had to stay alive for 5 minutes because the other team was so good,
Hmm.
and we did, and it was so stressful. Most stressful 5 minute jump showdown of my life.
Yeah. Did you use the like little? Someone made a tracker, so like you could run it with the game, and it would keep track of how many wins you have and like how long a certain thing is taken. You could like track how fast you've done it, so you could see your PBs and some of the race levels.
Oh, I used it briefly, but then I kept forgetting to open it.
Mm,
So then I stopped.
yeah,
I wish that we would just implement that into the game because I feel like that'd be way more
yeah,
fun. I'd play it way more that way.
yeah. I used that all the time, and I think that was a big reason for my continued playing of it. It just made it more fun. Like, oh,
Oh
I
yeah,
got a gold. I PB'd in this race level. Let's go.
yeah. I might try to get it again because I'm sure it still exists. So
Yeah, I'm sure it still exists, but I don't know if it's been supported because they would have to update it with each season.
yeah,
So I
I
don't know
mean
if
it might still be. I'll look into it though.
yeah.
It could
I
be
mean,
fun to get back
I know where to
into.
find it at least, but yeah.
Yeah,
Eh,
sure it's
I
not too difficult.
yeah. I guess I just need to get back into this game. You should tell me where everyone that plays the game is. I'll
It's just if you ever see Punkhead, just ask him to play, and he's almost always down.
punk A.
Yeah, he plays all the
Interesting.
time.
That's fair. Um
So
oh yeah, there was I remember you could get out of bounds in the tail game too. Tail tag or whatever
yeah,
again. And
uh,
loved that out of
um,
bounds. I'm sure they patched all of these, but I remember
yeah,
it.
like very early block party. If you could stand
Ah,
on one of
standing
those
on the top of the
things,
thing. Yeah. Oh,
yep,
and
you
it
could
would
stand on
carry you
top.
out into out of bounds
Yep,
forever.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. Yeah, they patched that really quick.
God, like season one Fall Guys was peak. I'll say
Yeah,
it.
I mean, the rotation of games it was so limited, so it kind of sucked, but
Yes,
it was
but
still really fun.
oh yeah. God, missed that game. I'm
Yeah.
talking about it now. I'm gonna play it for like 10 hours sometime.
Yeah,
Because I
it's
literally
so
did not
fun.
play any of season 2 or 3 of the newer release, so I know nothing.
No, I mean it's just a lot more rounds as usual, but
Yeah.
it's fun. They've changed it a lot, but not enough to like be completely different. Just lots of different rounds to figure out and play with.
Yep.
But
I mean, it was the perfect
still
like
good.
speedrunner game.
Hmm.
So,
It's just like I wish that you could like play the individual levels like and try to optimize your times and stuff like that.
hmm
And the closest thing they ever did was they had a Lily Leaper specific round where you would literally boot into it and then be a 5 minute timer, and the best time at the end of it would get a crown. And
ooh,
so that was cool. You could actually lower your times, but that only happened like twice ever, and I don't think they did it with any other minigame.
damn, that would have been cool.
Yeah,
Because
I wish they would
that's
do it
super
again.
fun to go fast. You just like keep diving instantly, and
Oh
if you
yeah,
just go,
I think like my Lily Leaper PB is probably like 35 seconds or something.
yeah,
It's really fun.
yeah. I'm sure I deleted the old thing I had that kept track of everything, so now I don't remember. But
Yeah, I I'd have to go. Like that's the only one I know for sure because I think I recorded it somewhere.
hmm
But all the other ones I have no idea. But it'd be fun to start tracking them and see what times I get.
yeah, it's the speedrunner grind set.
Yeah, you gotta be
Every game.
fast. If you're not the fastest in every game you play, are you really a speedrunner?
True, true. Well, running out of topics here. Did I miss anything important?
um, I don't think so. I think we've talked about a lot of like all my behind the scenes things and all the games I've ran, and so I don't have anything else that I feel like is I feel desperate to get out. I suppose.
Cool. You've
So
also gotten super dark.
yeah, I didn't have any lights on. I was just going off of the ambient light from the window, and it's just kind of gone.
Yeah.
So
Dark mode engaged.
yeah,
All right.
but,
Well, I guess we can wrap things up then.
yeah.
Any questions anyone in chat has any, you can ask them now. Go ahead and self promote to your liking.
Uh, Yeah, I barely stream nowadays because I've just been busy right now.
Yeah.
But you can follow me on Twitch at Artemis64. Uh, yeah, I basically just post on Twitter nowadays, so Artemis6425 on there. And eventually I'll make content on multiple platforms, and I'm sure you'll
Hell
find
yeah.
updates on that on the Twitter. So eventually I'll stream more. I'll be a good speedrunner. I'll upload on YouTube at maybe Artemis64, maybe a different channel. I'm not sure yet. I'm not that far, but yeah, I'll do things, and if you're in speedrunning, I'll probably see you around.
Yeah. And all of that's on the stream, and then if you're watching on
Mhm.
YouTube, the links will be below as well. So, all right, let's end things off here. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you're watching live on Twitch right now, I'm doing another one of these tomorrow because I have to build up a backlog to upload on YouTube while I'm at pace. So, more content on the way. If you're watching on YouTube, sorry, you gotta wait a week. Haha. Get wrecked, nerds. But also, thank you for watching the YouTube because it helps the watch hours. I appreciate it.
Watch both. Watch live and watch the
Watch
VOD on YouTube.
both. That brilliant. So many good ideas today.
That's what I'm here for.
Love it. Well, again, thanks for watching, everyone. I guess we'll wrap it up here.
Yeah, thanks
Goodbye.
for having me.
Yep, thanks for being on. All right, goodbye. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.